flex with the Bolsheviks. They're enemies who vote for it. Open up the border, let the boats with the homeless in. Never trust a commie. Never trust a commie. Never trust a commie. Let's congratulate Mr. Mamdani. Never trust the communist. Never trust the promises. If you vote for it, you won't forget the consequence. Never trust the communist. Never trust the promises. If you vote for it, you won't forget the consequence. Cheers to the champagne socialists. No regret when they vote them in. So intense when they sow this in. Bodies on the floor, they don't notice them. None of you heard about the gulag. Stop for their food farms barred in the gulags. The train left the station with a choo-choo. Nothing worse than the smile when they shoot you. Never trust a commie. Never trust a commie. Never trust a commie. Let's congratulate Mr. Mamdani. Never trust the communist. Never trust the promises. If you vote for it, you won't forget the cons. Never trust the communist. Never trust the promises. If you vote for it, you won't forget the cons.
A lot of people ask me, why exactly do I harp on communism so much? A lot of people ask me why I bring up the cult of the state as much as I do. And the one thing I can honestly say is that over the last, I would say 2 to 3 years, really the last 4 or 5, the United States has actively been under attack. We've got a lot to get to tonight. I am, of course, Isaiah L. Carter, and if you're wondering why you're seeing me on a Tuesday night, let's just say there have been a lot, and I mean a lot, of changes in my life over the last several weeks and months. I just recently got a promotion at my 9 to 5, and it's been, and after almost 5 years straight of working the PM tour, where I work basically in the afternoon, late into and almost late into the night. I have been going to work at 7 in the morning after 5 years of, really longer than that, but at least 5 years of working PMs every day. And one of the things about that is that 7 a.m. That 7 a.m. call time has required me to get up rather early. And so I'm here, and so we were wondering, Nino Sabio and I, we were wondering, what exactly do we do with the show? We had wondered, we had talked about coming to the show, like doing the show during the week sometime. And this actually provided quite an opportunity for us to do so. And so I'm coming to you live from a place that is ideally yours, Northeast Westchester County. well, really southeast Westchester County, if we're going to be perfectly honest. Nino will be joining me momentarily. Hey, Sarah FX. Let's do this. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. I'm ready to be mad. Listen, there's so much to talk about tonight. It's been we're in the midst of what I have effectively called what I've affectionately called woke Ramadan. We're in the start of that season. Ellen was here. Greetings. Yes, greetings. I don't want to sound too much like Rush Limbaugh tonight. But yes, greetings to you, one and all. This is Apostate Radio 56. And Ronald, yes, yo, what's going on, bro? Listen again. As I just said a few seconds ago, I am here because my schedule changed, my 9 to 5, and I recently got promoted, so I'm going from the PM tour where I was working from like 2:30 to 11 p.m. to now I'm working 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So yes, so you got me here. But before, we're just waiting for Nino to get here before I introduce our guest. We had shout to Frank McCormick and Felipe Malin. They were supposed to be coming on tonight. We had rescheduled from Sunday, but unfortunately Frank got really sick, and he reached out to me this morning and was like, I can't do it. So shout to those guys. We'll have them back on sometime very, very soon, hopefully. And Ellen was here, says, don't forget, I have you booked for Thanksgiving 2027. You know what? I think I might have forgotten. I'm sorry. There's been, like I said, there's a lot going on. If you would like to support our endeavors here on the show, on Apostate Radio, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/apostate radio. You can also, I have in the top left corner of the screen there, you see the QR code for the Apostate Radio Venmo account. You can send us ducats as you see fit. Actually, let me go ahead and just change that to the Buy Me a Coffee page. Oh yeah, Josh did. Yeah, he did, and he's here. He's here tonight. Josh is here with us momentarily. Oh boy. Let me just go ahead and bring him on. Oh, but let me continue to do the business here. You can also do that. Let's see what else are we going to do? Oh, I think that's it. No. Here we go. The Apostate Radio merch at realtimeinc.com/collection/apostate-radio. Shout out to my brother Josh. That is him. That is his and his darling wife Keisha's little t-shirt business. We really appreciate the collections that they put out for us. So let's get down to business, shall we? Joining me tonight in who I'm really grateful for on such short notice is a man I very deeply respect. He is someone who I consider a great friend, or even though I haven't shaken this man's hand, but I hope to change that very, very soon. A gentleman who, like me and many others, is just fed up with the dog shit. Just completely fed up with it. This is a man who started his podcast, which is called Disaffected, has reached thousands of people throughout the years, where to quote his opening on his show, where he examines politics, culture, and relationships from a psychological lens. This man is my friend. I love him dearly, even if he is a dead ringer for a guy who wrote a book about fascism. Ladies and gentlemen, the doctor, the Jacob Urovsky, professor of disaffection, my friend Joshua Slocum.
I was going to thank you, but you can go fuck yourself.
That's our thing. I'm sorry.
No, I just ruined your whole stream. Bye.
Right. Oh God.
Thank you. Good to see you, Isaiah.
It's good to see you too, sir. I'm really glad you're here. Thank you for being able to join me on such short notice. And like I said, Nino will be here momentarily. But I want to first. I don't know if I'm the first to do this on another show. But before we do anything else, I want to offer my deepest condolences to you for losing one of your. I guess we could call him your best friend. The lovely white Maine Coon Shredder passed away recently at the ripe old age of 20. Here's Nino. What's up, bro? Can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You're muted, bud. Let's try it now. Yeah, you're not coming through. There we go. Try again. Still nothing. Live, listen, a fledgling podcast.
It happens on non-fledgling podcasts too. Ask me how I know.
You know, I can't imagine. Like, what's your? No, before I do anything else, Nino, I still can't hear you, bro. I still can't hear you. Nothing.
You hear me now?
There
Yes.
it is.
Yeah. We're good. We're good.
All right. Nino,
Sorry about that.
No, man, good to see you. I was offering my condolences to Josh here. He lost his best friend. What a couple weeks ago now?
Last week.
Last week. Okay.
Last week it was. It was my very special cat. Not a human, but yeah. So
He's the only pussy Josh ever liked.
Actually, I've liked a lot of pussy, but it all walks around on all. Well, I suppose that's not really a discriminator either with women these days. It's always furry. Well, it's them too.
God. You know what?
Oh,
the gang's all here. The gang's all here.
The gang is here, man.
Oh my God!
This is the
Miss
kind
you.
of pussy I like because it doesn't nag and talk back at you constantly.
Oh, Josh,
God,
man. You if I didn't know any better, you were a straight man.
I got another guy. I got a guy on Twitter. I got a follower. He's a really, really cool guy who's a retired ER doc. And who also grew up with an insane mother like me. I think that's why he followed my account. And he's constantly saying, I just don't believe you. You're not a gay guy. You're a straight guy. You're just in the closet.
Well,
That's some Inception shit right there, man.
That was unexpected. Oh God!
Good to see you, Nino.
Oh man!
Yeah, man. I think I'm the one who recommended we get you because I was figuring we're gonna talk about Pride
You
Month.
sure did.
We got to find the gayest motherfucker we know.
You think I'm gay now, bitch? You should have seen me at 20 with my panties down around my ankles at the Eagle in Manhattan at 4 a.m.
Woo! I should have been there, man.
Oh. Yeah, that's the wow, man. This is
In Manhattan,
great.
you used to party in Manhattan, Josh?
Yeah, I went to school in Westchester County at Sarah Lawrence College. So when you go to school there, I must have spent at least half of my time in Manhattan. There was classes were held there, and you got your internships there, and everybody everybody wanted to have the playground of New York City. You know, this was
right on that Metro North, and you're right.
Metro North. That's right. I lived in Tuckahoe. I lived in Yonkers.
You were right on the Harlem, right on the Blue Line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But you know, I wouldn't recommend it today. You know, those were the days. I was in school from 95 to 99, and those were the before times. Things weren't perfect. We were still on a downhill trajectory, but the world was very different then. And New York City was a really fun playground, and it doesn't look like the same place to me anymore. So,
as somebody who commutes regularly through Manhattan these days, I can concur.
Well, yeah, you're there. I mean, you're there all the time. I haven't been there in a long time. So,
I mean, like even though my wife and I moved to where we live now in October, and it's so funny because like when you're not there on a regular basis, like when you're not living in the shit, you don't notice it as much. Like, you know it's there, right? Like you see the grime, you notice you see the crime, like all the other negative things, but you're kind of numb to it, right? But once you leave, like once you actually like get away from it or have like the ability to get away from it, you just become acutely aware of it, bro. Like it's just like
is it clearer to you now? Does it hit you quicker now looking at it that you're outside of it?
Like just going through even Grand Central Terminal is one of my favorite places in New York City.
Yeah.
And even Grand Central is looking a little dirty.
That's really a shame because it's you know, it's one of the grand and one of the dwindling grand Beaux Arts architecture pieces, you know, that makes New York what it is. You know, as you know, long ago they destroyed the beautiful Penn Station. You know, so I wonder if there'll be anything left by the time New York gets done butt fucking itself with Mom Donnie and his crowd.
Dude, you know what? I have never been more. I'm gonna be honest. Like I am so pessimistic about New York City right now. Like if we're just gonna be, it's gonna take a miracle to save New York City, and I don't know if it's. I don't know what that miracle is gonna be. I really don't, because like essentially what you have right now is you have the middle class getting squeezed the fuck out. Okay. It's either, and Victor Davis Hanson made this point regarding Los Angeles last week, where you have the super duper fucking rich, okay, who will never have to deal with anything. They can all afford to live in their, you know, in their little fucking bubbles, right? And until some of them's house burned down, and then you end up with a Spencer Pratt.
Exactly.
And then you have the very poor, and the very poor have their lives. They say they're poor, but their lives are basically subsidized by the government. They get all their free shit. They get everything, you know, basically handed to them, and it comes out to be about roughly the figure VDH used was $100,000 per year. And then you have the middle class. You have working people, even union like tradesmen are getting pushed out because see, you can't do anything with them. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't control them the way that you can control somebody. You can't turn off our income. We still want things. You know what I'm saying? Like we still want to own a home. We still want to actually own a car. And unfortunately, you know, we're like the serfs.
We're not like them. We are them.
We are them. Yeah, we are them.
Yeah. They don't want you to own anything. And most especially not yourself. They don't want you to own yourself, your mind, your soul, your morals, or your body.
That's deep.
Everything they say is a reversal of the truth. You know, my body, my choice, you know, blah, blah, blah. Everything from the left is a reversal of the truth.
How did you, just out of curiosity, like, has it hit a little harder recently for you?
Has what?
The fact that it's just everything's a reversal.
Yes. My whole show is about these themes. We've been going for 5 years, and Kevin and I started the show. My business partner, the tech guy and producer behind the camera.
Shout to Kevin. He's an awesome guy. We love him.
Yes, he is. And it seems to me, I woke up years ago to the fact that cluster B personalities, narcissism, psychopathy, the emotionally erratic and unstable and manipulative borderline personality that I grew up with, it was part of the child abuse in my home. When I woke up to it and I said, this is now public. It's seeped into everything. What used to be considered horrible and unfortunate that a minority of people experienced in their homes now structures that's our government now, right? We're in an abusive relationship with our government, with our society, with our meaning-making institutions, the academy, the media. But I was talking with Kevin about this recently. It's not getting better. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. And even I remember the honey. Do you guys did you feel this when Trump was elected in 2024? For a couple of months, I felt some hope. I felt like I was in a honeymoon period. It felt good. There were people around, we could say, oh my God, something has happened in the right direction, right? And that very quickly went away. Because a lot of people, I think, most people have blinders in front of their eyes. They say woke is dead. No, it's not. It's not. No. It's not only not dead, it's worse now.
How do you think it's worse?
That's what it seems to me.
How do you think?
Why do you think it's worse, Josh?
Because, well, I don't know. It's not backing down to the degree that the election of Trump has enacted any restraints on woke, and it has enacted some restraints. These are temporary measures. These are fingers in the dike, like the little Dutch boy, right? It's holding back this cascade of water. And now the water's crawling over the top. They're not stopping. They're pushing harder and harder and harder and harder. And we'll probably get into it with, there's some faltering going on with the Pride Month stuff. There's a lot less interest now. But I think most people do not understand or haven't accepted that what we call woke, the psychological and moral derangement that we call woke, was not a surface fad.
It was not.
This was not a fashion trend. This was an expression. This is an expression of our deep fundamental values. They have changed markedly in the past 50 years, then compared to 100, compared to 200 years. We are not the America that we were even when I was born, not even a little bit. And if we don't accept that we are completely morally disordered, and we are at the base level,
yes, we are.
We are not going to make it, and we may not make it.
Yeah,
I have definitely. I remember saying this actually to my wife. I said this. It was, I said that we're morally ill. This is the mental
and spiritually ill as well.
Spiritually,
wanting,
spiritually, sure. Like these, just like the one thing that I thought about, right, was with the whole pride thing coming back. We go through this every year now, where it's just this corporate morass of perversion and violence against anything considered quote unquote heteronormative. I hate to even use their language.
I know.
I hate to use their language because it's one of those remnants, right? It's one of those things that just reminds you that they're still there. They're still
like cisgender.
Here's another example.
Yes,
here's another example, and this is the word for the way this operates is insidious.
Yes.
It operates subtly, and it works its way into us. It's worked its way into all of us. I try really hard to root it out, but it works its way into me too. Propaganda works. Collective crowd belief works. We are a species. We are we're one of the most social species by nature, by our programming, right? And we're extraordinarily vulnerable to the madness of crowds. That describes humans. That is how we operate. So it takes conscious acts of will to not simply imbibe these things, and then it takes a higher action of will that takes more courage to actually explicitly reject them, because that costs you. Costs you with your fellow humans, costs you with your own family, right? But here's an example of how insidious it is. Nino, you talked about cisgender. Isaiah, you talked about heteronormative, how we don't even like using these words. What I've been noticing, and I think this is even scarier, is all this trans bullshit went on long enough that otherwise normal people, even people who don't agree with trans, never agreed with mutilating children, never agreed to have men in women's locker rooms in sports, never even considered this. They themselves are starting to, here's what I notice. I'm seeing people in the wild referring to, let's say they're telling a story about a coworker named Linda, and I'll just make it up on the spot.
Oh, no. Go ahead. So
Linda is going to go out to lunch, and she's going to bring back some food. Do you guys want anything? She's taking orders, right? I see people saying, Linda's going to go out and take orders. They want to know if you want anything. They want to know if you want anything. And here's why it matters. The person speaking knows that Linda is a woman, isn't trying to pretend that Linda isn't a woman, but automatically defaulted to they, because saying she and her now feels wrong. That's the insidiousness of it. That is much more scary than if you occasionally slip and say something like heteronormative. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've the way I've noticed it is people stop using man, woman, like descriptive, specific language.
They're avoiding mentioning sex. They're avoiding even referring to it.
Like they won't call, like, again, just like you said.
They won't say my son or my daughter. They say my child.
My child.
They won't say my mother or father. They say my parent.
Yeah.
That's not just
crazy.
Language changes. That is not what that is.
Yeah.
It's so silly. It really is so silly.
Yeah.
Man. It's like, why not mention it? What's the big deal?
So we got two big things. We got two big things.
I just want to say on that topic, guys. I just want to bring something up. I saw something from the New York Post the other day saying that what was it? The Nantucket Church cancels the 4th of July celebration.
Oh, I saw that.
In political protest because of its own whiteness. Cancels the 4th of July celebration because of its quote unquote own whiteness. This is like to what you guys are saying. This is another example of the subversion and demoralization of our country because of wokeness. So this goes along with what Josh was saying. Wokeness is definitely not dead.
There's something I don't know which one to talk about, because we got two big things in the news right now that are going on. Okay. And I don't there's something regarding Pride Month that I want to discuss. Woke Ramadan. I refuse to call it Pride Month. It's woke Ramadan.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Oh,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's woke Ramadan. Like, listen, for 30 days in March or whatever fucking month it is, the Muslims go and they have they fast for, they skip lunch and they skip breakfast, and then and then they have their meal at the end of the day.
And then a couple months later in June, the people that they'll throw off roofs have their own month to celebrate.
Exactly, where everything is about them. They, I remember seeing videos of
that's what you think about. It's really nice. It's really nice.
Muslims asking, hold on a second. Muslims like getting angry at people on the bus for eating a snack in front of them and screaming at them, right? Like that's like that type of thing.
Did they do that?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I've seen more than one
Is that a
instance of
thing?
this.
In particular.
Just
But-
any snack? It doesn't have to be bacon or something.
Anything, eating it all.
They don't. So what's the rule with that? Is that
No.
like,
It's the rule is narcissism. The rule is.
Well, maybe Muhammad said.
I am Muslim. I am fasting. Can you please not eat in front of me? Fuck you.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yes.
That's got to be young.
Yes.
That's got to be young Muslims, right? I imagine
No.
doing that.
No, bro.
Like college kids. No,
I'm gonna no.
I will keep on eating right in front of them.
No,
Are you
dude,
kidding me?
it's guys our age. It's like
Word.
Muslim guys our age. Like we're in like mid 40s to in Josh's case early 50s. Like it's the guys our age are doing, like Muslim men our age are doing that shit.
That's really weak too. I thought like that was part of supposed to be like spiritual jihad or something where you like sacrificing and you're sacrificing for Allah and showing your spiritual strength. So it's like shut the fuck up, stop being a little bitch.
Exactly.
Yep. Exactly.
I'm gonna finish my granola bar. Relax. Smack that kufi off your head, man.
So here's for real. So we got two things. I guess we'll talk about this thing in London first. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we should probably talk about that first because that's more that's pretty big news, and we can get to woke Ramadan a little bit,
especially since there is pushback happening right now.
Thank God.
Oh yeah, I want to see that, Isaiah. Maybe we should put that on.
I've got plenty.
Do you have some of it? Good.
I do. Before I get to that, though, I want to actually. Some of you know, for the benefit of our audience.
Yeah.
A lot of you don't know who Henry Nowak was, but last year he was the victim of a very cruel stabbing.
Yeah, last year, I believe just before Christmas.
Yeah.
We're just finding out about this now, which you guys should all keep it. I'm sorry, this is not my show; it's yours.
Dude, absolutely. No, you're fine. You're fine.
No. You want to just take over the show? Yeah. You the captain now? You want to be the captain?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I am the captain now.
I know.
Josh is the captain now.
Yes. Exactly.
No, wait. What did Josh say? I don't even know. It might be a good idea. Whatever he said.
No.
It's not like we ever shit together on this show. We don't know what that was going on. Right?
No. No. He said. He said that that this guy Henry Nowak was killed just before Christmas of last year. He was killed by an Indian. I don't know if I think he was an illegal.
I think it was a Sikh actually too. Before we start,
he was an Indian Sikh. Correct.
Blaming Muslims for this, and I just learned they carry around swords all the time. So
yeah,
or daggers or some shit.
Now we like people around the world have just started to hear about it. The local police department actually just released footage of this of the incident. And folks, I'm going to tell you right now, it's graphic.
It's awful.
It is awful. You are,
but you need to see it.
But
yes, you definitely need to see.
You need to see what's happening to your west.
We do not believe at all in hiding anything. Okay, it is especially with something like this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will say viewer discretion is advised. A young Englishman was murdered last year, and he was handcuffed for it. This is it right here.
The police came.
My dad's holding it now. He keeps dropping side to side, so I'm just trying to keep him set up. He's got a mouthful of blood. I don't want him.
I can't breathe. He was on the bin on the other side of this gate.
He's jumped over these fences and stuff like that. And
Right.
he's up here.
Away, mate.
He's obviously fallen from there and he slipped from there.
There's other shoes left over there, mate.
What's your name, mate? Huh? Has anyone been hurt other than him?
Yeah, me.
He's grabbed
He's grabbed my brother. He's took my turban off. Started grabbing my head.
Are you injured?
Yeah, I've got swollen eye, little bruise.
Alright, just step back a little bit for me. Someone flag these down.
Got this, Dad.
Right, let's get you out of there, shall we?
I was in bed asleep. Whenever we just find out, someone's attacked me.
I can't breathe.
Grab his other arm.
But So I've just run it. We only live on St. Denny's Road. I'm running around the corner.
What's happened to you, alright?
Been stabbed.
You've been stabbed? Whereabouts? Don't think you have, mate.
That's what. And then you've got nothing. I want to keep you up.
Hand?
Isaiah, pause this.
I can't breathe.
Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
I can't pause it.
Oh, you can't pause it?
I can't pause it.
Yeah,
StreamYard's weird like that.
I don't know
We'll
if
take a
your
break
setup
there for a
is a little different than mine, but if you've uploaded this to your StreamYard studio, or I don't know if you're running it live from YouTube now, or if you've uploaded it as a media asset, if you simply, when I do it, everything these days is for me, if you just click on it, in your little panel below, it will pause it and come back. So you might give that a try. But for people who don't understand what you're seeing,
yeah, we should stop there for a second. Yeah, talk about
what's happening here. If you don't mind, I'll just give a quick summary.
Yeah,
please do.
Because I'd like people to understand what they're seeing. And I may get some things wrong. Information is moving really quickly, but my best. He's bleeding to death because that guy who said, "Yeah, I got my swollen eye." Right? That guy took a knife and stabbed Henry, the white English kid, 3 times and severed one of his vein or an artery. He's bleeding out. Henry had already run from them and jumped over a fence, leaving a trail of blood. The reason he can't get up is because he's lost so much blood, he's on the brink of death. And these cops showed up. These British cops showed up, immediately perked their ears up because brown man with accent said white man did a racism. The guy who murdered him, it was his party who called the police and reported a racism. And when the cops showed up, Henry is dying. You can hear him saying, and not in a George Floyd way, but in a real way, I can't breathe. And at one point in here, he says, I'm dying. And did you hear the cop? He said, I don't think you have been stabbed, mate.
Yeah,
they handcuffed him as he was dying.
That's so crazy.
Because brown man said.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And the fact that they should have, I mean, the guy said, oh, he can't, he's like falling over, right? A bunch of times basically.
Yeah, why do you think he's falling over? He's bleeding out.
By himself, just falling over. It's like.
And no, he was not drunk. No, he was not. He was under the legal limit for driving. He was not drunk.
Yeah, and either way, you get an ambulance.
But no, that wasn't.
You get an ambulance there immediately. Because you don't know what happened. You know there's knife crime, you stupid fucking idiot. Like, there's knife crime there, so it could be a stabbing. It could be anything. Who knows? Who knows what it is? You don't arrest the guy when he says he can't breathe. He says he might have been stabbed. He's not. He's a couple times he's getting up and he can't. And he falls over a bunch of times. Clearly something's wrong with him. Maybe he's got a fucking brain hemorrhage. Maybe he's got a concussion. Either way, he's got to go to the hospital first, and he can arrest him later.
Yeah,
you dumb son of a bitch. And like Josh said, it's because the most in their warped, subverted morality, the worst thing that could possibly happen is somebody does a racism. Somebody made a remark. Somebody maybe touched his kufi or whatever, his turban. And of course those things aren't good. But first of all, you don't know if the guy's telling the truth, which apparently he wasn't. 2, it's like he's the most important thing should be, is this person going to survive? Then we'll get the story later. We got to figure out if we keep this person alive. Got somebody's kid. It could be somebody's husband. Could be somebody, somebody's brother, somebody's son.
Doesn's matter. He's white and British.
Yeah,
he's white and British. Doesn't matter. Let him die.
And that's literally, that's literally how they feel. Like,
yes,
I think that is
those cops.
That's how they're trained. That's how they're trained.
The lead cop on here, the guy who said, "I don't think you have been stabbed, mate." White guy, looks to be about 30.
How do you know?
This is how, because I've seen it. It's
no. I'm not talking to you, Josh. I'm talking to the cop. I'm like, how do you know he doesn't? The stab wounds can be very small. They're under his clothes.
He doesn't care.
It's barbaric, man. It's barbaric, and it's so morally
This is how far it's gone. This is how far it's gone. The police are actually motivated, personally, emotionally motivated, to not care or to be happy when their own countrymen, and I hate to do this, but we have to do this, and their own ethnic clan
Their own
Right?
ethnic clan.
Their own ethnic clan. They're happy when
There's
this
a lot of that,
happens.
man.
They are operating.
This government is absolutely hateful and wants its own citizenry dead. It's not a joke or an exaggeration. They really do want it.
It's really crazy. I don't even understand how it can be possible, but it does certainly seem that way.
This is why I have no problem in saying that King Charles III and that Fabian socialist Prime Minister Keir Starmer are traitors to the very crown.
Yeah,
and
they should be guillotined or hung.
They should
be
be
hanged. Yes,
both of them. Keir Starmer.
A lot of people should be hanging from the end of a noose.
This is like, I'm sorry. It is the government's job. The government's primary job is to protect its citizens. To protect its citizens and to protect, at least here in the United States, we have no kings here. To protect the people and its citizens and to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. We have people in our country and really throughout a lot of Western nations who are not even remotely interested in that. Not even remotely interested in that. Like, how do you handcuff someone who's bleeding out? I don't think you have, mate. I don't think you have, mate. Like, what?
Crazy.
You don't check. You pull this. This guy is. He's like this big. You pull him out from behind.
Little dude. Yeah.
And you immediately handcuff him as he's literally on the brink of death.
And he dies during this video. And you'll hear one of the female officers say, "I don't even think his pupils are reacting."
That is imagine being that kid's parent, man.
Hold on.
Rage. Boiling
see.
rage you would have. Oh my God.
You know what? I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna do this a different way because I want to be able to go back to where we stopped.
Yeah, maybe a couple seconds before, so people can hear that what he said.
Yeah,
in case they missed it, where he said, I don't think you have, mate. It's like crazy. Clearly, something's wrong with the kid. It looks like he got an altercation with at least 2 grown men.
Yeah,
and you're acting like he's the one that was like, he's the real threat here.
Yeah, here we go. This is it. This is it. I think this is
all right. All right, mate. This start.
I was in bed asleep. Whenever you find me up there, look, someone can touch me.
I'll grab his other arm.
Come running around the corner.
What's happened to you, all right? All right, mate. This start. You've been stabbed. Whereabouts? Don't think you have, mate.
Oh my God.
I don't think you have, mate.
The only thing missing from that statement was LOL, LMAO.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. That's what it is. This is sadism. It's smirking sadism.
I'll keep it going.
Hand. I can't breathe. Put the hand in the cuff, mate. Yeah.
Now the thing is, you're laying him on I personally think this kid was stabbed in the back.
I heard he might have been stabbed in the heart or something. I think
he would have been gone. He would have been gone. He would have been gone already.
No, he had as we know so far, he was stabbed 3 times, and one of them severed a vein deep within his neck and chest cavity that could not be reached even if you wanted to try to fix it.
Cavity, and it might have been pumping into his lungs, and it drowned him.
Yeah, he had blood in his mouth. The cops saw that too. They saw the blood in his mouth.
I thought I heard him gurgling too.
Hold on.
His hands look really white. I don't know.
I wonder why.
Is he wearing gloves, or is he like he's just losing blood?
He's bleeding out.
Bleeding out.
That is. How do you not notice? How do you not notice that? You're right there. I just saw this in his grainy ass video. I just saw his hand looking like he had white gloves on, and these cops that are standing there are like, "Oh, you all right? Look at that!
Christ,
looks like a fucking dead person."
Jesus Christ!
And he is about to be a dead person, sadly, tragically.
Oh my God! Oh, I hadn't even. Oh,
these cops should be. Look, these cops need at least manslaughter charges. At least.
Oh my God! He was. Oh,
I heard one or two of them resigned or something. One of them resigned so far. I was like, no, they need more than that, man. This is negligence. This is manslaughter. That's terrible. They're responsible for protecting people, saving people.
Oh,
he's got an emergency. Look at his hands.
Necrotic.
How do you not notice that? It looks like it's glowing in the dark.
I can't breathe. Put the hand in the cuff, mate.
And then you put him. First off, you don't read him his rights. You don't tell him he's being. You don't tell him he's being.
Do they have rights? They probably don't have any goddamn rights over there, man.
Well, it's a monarchy. they don't have rights over there. But oh God, hold on.
This is really egregious, man.
Yeah.
Look at this.
This is like
His hands are so white.
Nothing happened.
Wait a minute.
This is truly dystopian, man. Dystopian.
Do you hear what this guy's he's saying? Something about
What'd
being
he say?
racist. One of them, I think the guy in the white right here said something about being racist.
Of course, that's the most important thing.
I really do.
Nothing happened.
He's saying he's been stabbed. So
Where
let's
is it
just
you
check
think
him.
you've been stabbed? In the face?
He's been stabbed.
Oh no, but we have to check, don't we?
Yeah, you sure
In the
do.
face?
Just
Call
get
an
these back
ambulance.
off, get their details and that, and I'll keep hold of him.
Should we
Nah, keep you on your side, mate. You better retrieve then.
So, yeah.
Saying to him, I'm keeping him on his side. We were sat up when we had him here, but he didn't like it. What's your name, mate? At the moment, you are under arrest. That's for assault. So you do not have to say anything, may harm in defence. If you do not mention when questioned,
Oh my
so
God!
feature later line of court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. All right? It's gonna be sick, I think.
He's gonna be sick. He's dead.
What?
He's fucking dead.
What the fuck are they doing in the UK, man?
What's his name?
I just want you to call it.
Did anybody check his goddamn pulse?
No.
Yeah, we've got this male. He's
just-
been beat up. Are we able to get an ambulance, please?
He said he was stabbed, you idiot.
His pupils aren't even reacting.
Please
Yeah.
stop for a second. What she just said was his pupils are not reacting. He died in front of them. They're just now at that second after he died. Listen to how casual it is. His pupils aren't reacting. Guess we need to check, don't we? No urgency. They didn't care. And they're there comforting those psychopathic motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, imagine being those kids' parents, man.
What else?
I'm
You know what else you
disgusted
should know? Those who are watching this,
Please.
that Sikh motherfucker. He called his family during this. He's on the phone with his family. His mother showed up and took the knife away to hide it. She helped him cover up the murder, and then she lied to the police.
Yep.
They knew all of them knew what they were doing. All of them knew what they were doing. And the police just cooperated.
Imagine being. This is.
Thank God for body cams, man, because that probably would just be swept under the rug if it wasn't for that.
But
We almost didn't know about this. This is
I didn't
6
know about
months
this
ago.
until
We
this week.
almost didn't know. I don't know how we knew. I don't know how they finally got the body cam footage out. It only came out yesterday. The man, by the way, the man has been convicted of murder. His mother, I believe, has either been convicted or is about to be, or I believe she's about to be sentenced on July 17th. I don't know what else may be going on, but at the sentencing, which I believe occurred yesterday or the day before, at the sentencing, the murderer's family, these scumbag Indians, stood up in the courtroom and screamed at Henry Novak's family, his parents, screaming, "You racist, you racist, you racist."
Ugh. Disgusting.
because
man.
that's the only thing that matters.
They should shut their fucking mouths and be apologizing and praying for mercy from their family, from God.
Why should they pray for mercy?
So sorry.
They're never going to be punished the way they should, and they know it. They know it.
Should be on their knees begging for forgiveness from their family. That's what they should be doing. It's so heinous. Of course not. But it's so heinous, man.
You're seeing the same. You're seeing the narcissistic reversal.
Yep.
You're seeing the Darbo.
I don't think you have been stabbed.
I don't think you
have been stabbed. You're under. Yeah, this is so crazy making to me. I have not been this disturbed and distressed and demoralized by anything in at least 10 years. And I'm not making a trivial comparison here. I'm trying to illustrate something. I'm not making a claim that my life is as bad as what we saw here. That is not the claim I'm making, but I do want to draw a parallel here. This is why I talk about narcissism and psychopathy as moral and personality derangement as the most serious societal issue in the West right now, because I grew up with a mother who was a clinical narcissist and a secondary psychopath. And that narcissistic reversal that you're talking about, Isaiah, is characteristic of this class of people. They will punish you. They will hit you. They will beat you. They will lie about you. And then immediately they will say not only that they didn't hit you and beat you, but that you beat them. My mother pulled this kind of shit on me. Obviously, she didn't stab me to death, but this is what this is about. This is so sick.
Yeah, and with this population of people, narcissists,
oh my god,
and some of these other groups, they warp reality around them, right? And and that's a huge problem. Like, especially if they have power, especially if they're setting the policy for police departments and governments and education. Yep. It's like that's a huge problem when you have anti-reality running things, basically.
So
and top of their tendency to be violent. You know, their tendency to excuse being violent or sexual assaults and saying, well, no, it's because you're transphobic that you want to allow us to do this or whatever it case may be. Like, there's so many ways to apply this. What Josh is saying, it is extremely dangerous, and it might be the most dangerous. I do think wokeness, which is like kind of
it's a symptom of cluster B and narcissism.
Right. It's almost it's a political movement of that in a way. It's like it's political party kind of thing, but of course it's international.
So you want to see something? You want to see?
So that is going to, that is maybe the biggest problem, at least culturally, and in many ways, like governmentally, policy wise, you name it, education wise, plaguing the West and the world. Because if the West falls, the whole world's fucked. By the way. I hope everybody understands that. If the West is if
the U.S. falls, we're the last. We're the last wall.
We are the last.
I mean,
I pray it's not true, but I think it's more likely than not that Great Britain is dead and cannot be rescued.
Yeah, and France.
I think they may be too far gone.
Might be, man.
It might be.
Or there's going to be. I was just talking about this today with my family. I think. They're going to be, I think at this point, like based on all the mosques have been set up and all of the, the population and as well the population is like, they're almost 30% of certain cities, at least in France. I think it's like that, unless I saw something that was fake, where it was like they're like 30% of like every city or something like that. And it's like you are, and then there's a birth rate. You got to watch out. You are going to lose your country to people who aren't your people, don't share your values, of the different religion. They could become very hostile. The religion usually says it should be hostile to other religions. They want to take over. So I mean, that's that. I don't know what's going to reverse that besides either mass deportations and border control, or there's going to be like a bloody civil war, or it's just going to take over and that's it.
Like this shit like this, honestly, is how civil wars are started.
Yes,
they are. I'm sorry.
The UK is right on the brink of full-scale civil war.
And let me tell you, I'm gonna show you all this. This is from Right Angle News Network. The video has surfaced. This from 7 hours ago. Video has surfaced of Henry Nowak's killer, Vikram Digwa, threatening people during a road rage incident with the same knife he later used to kill Henry to take Henry's life. Here it is, right here.
Come on. Come, recording him. No, come on, man.
Where's the fuck hold the gun?
You got big problem, man.
Where's
You got big problem.
This is fucking Game of Thrones, man. Why are these guys allowed to walk around with swords?
Specifically because they're Sikhs, Nino. They have a carve-out under British law. No one else is allowed to carry a knife, only Sikhs.
What?
Oh, my God.
I'm not joking. Because it's a religious requirement.
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean, that
not-
doesn't...
Guys, you check it. Check me right now. Go right now and check me.
Right now, hold on. British allowance.
That's the kind of stuff that should just disqualify you from, being in a country, especially... And like, and anyways,
And
so
that carve-out, by the way, that carve-out has existed since the 1980s. This goes back a long way.
Fuck me, he's right. He's right. Just looking at the hold on. Let me he's right. In the United this is just the basic, just a basic Google search. With what is that? I don't know what their AI is. In the United Kingdom, Gemini, right? Okay, I should know. I am a Gemini. In the United Kingdom, initiated Sikhs are legally allowed to possess and carry a kirpan, a ceremonial sword or dagger, as a mandatory article of faith. This allowance is protected under the Criminal Justice Act of 1988 and upheld by the Offensive Weapons Act of 2019. You have got to be fucking kidding me.
All right. And
so they can carry swords,
but a native British white, yes, indigenous, yeah, is not allowed to even carry pepper spray. They have punished every native Brit who has tried to defend him or herself
can't even carry pepper
with a
spray.
weapon. You can't even carry pepper spray.
You can't carry pepper spray in New York.
Women can't even carry pepper spray?
People do it, but you can't carry legally pepper spray in the state of New York is not legal.
Are you fucking around?
You know what? I might be wrong about that.
They're one of the states that have made it de facto illegal to own a firearm. I mean, they are in such flagrant violation of the Constitution, New York City and New York State. It is astonishing, and nobody does fuck all about it.
But what? But back to pepper spray. Are women allowed to carry pepper spray?
No, they are not.
I'm wrong. Okay, so pepper spray is legal. Pepper spray is legal. To carry and use for self-defense in New York, but there are very strict regulations on purchasing and shipping.
Must be purchased in person.
Right. You can legally buy pepper spray
from an authorized retailer.
Yeah.
So the state database.
That is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, paperwork. You will be required to. You'll sign a sworn statement. Wait a minute. Let's look at this. Canisters can contain no more than 0.75 ounces of spray. That's fucking nothing. The active ingredient must be oleoresin capsicum, so OC. All right, I know what OC is. With a concentration of no more than 0.7% major capsaicinoids. Like, okay. So basically, so you can't carry bear mace from what I'm looking at. Okay. But that's just fucking awful. That's awful. But so
I just want to say real quick, as to that video, like we just saw this video of this guy who was getting aggressive with his sword. What was the exact infraction with that? With the video you just showed afterwards of the same kid.
That's the knife. That is the same
Digwa or whatever his name is.
That is the same sword that Digwa used to kill.
It was like a road rage incident.
Yes, it was a road rage incident.
Yeah. So I mean, this guy should have been like, should have been watching him. There should be a file on him. Maybe he should have been arrested. Maybe he should have been. I don't know what the full story is with that, but like keep an eye on people like this. Who knows how many times
that doesn't exist?
He's a tough guy.
That world doesn't exist anymore. It hasn't existed for years.
Yep.
This is not new.
Dangerous. No. It's very dangerous.
I have never seen anything as disgusting as that video. Like the heartlessness. And I remember
those cops deserve serious charges, man. I think
understatement. understatement. I do want to share with you. Hold on a second.
That kid potentially. I mean, I don't know how bad his injuries were. Maybe he was going to die anyways, but potentially he might have lived if they had, real EMTs come immediately instead of fucking around, acting like anti-racist commissars, asking questions and not listening to what the hell he's saying and what's going on. So how do you not see his pale white hands, man? He kid look like a ghost.
This is what I have said this on my show, Disaffected, and I've said it in essays that I've written. And I have been called hysterical, exaggerating, rage, and race baiting for the following statement. But I was correct when I said, and you see this is the same dynamic. I was referring to America. It is, I don't care what the law says on paper. In reality, it is more illegal to say the word nigger than it is to murder somebody. And I am right. Yes. It is more illegal socially and legally. We just had a case in Portland. I'm sorry, I'm not going to get the details right, so I won't say much specific about it, where a white man was killed, I believe, by a knife, by a black man on, or was he killed or just stabbed, terribly assaulted, stabbed. And the white man, the victim, when he was reacting to being stabbed. I mean, think of yourself being stabbed. He let out a string of expletives at this guy and called him a nigger. Because of that, because he said that after he had been stabbed, the white judge let the perpetrator walk.
After.
And he said so. He said it explicitly. He said, "This is why I'm doing it."
That is really unbelievable.
If people can't see this now, it's not that they can't see it. They do see it.
They don't want to see it.
They're lying. They're saying la 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 la, and those people, those la 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 people, they are as or more dangerous to you than the actual psychopaths. They will hold the door open so they can get into your house at night. And if you scream for help and you say, "I've been stabbed," they'll say, "I don't think you have, mate." Those people are dangerous.
They are. I do believe that.
That's crazy, man.
I do believe that we're headed to a very dark place. It's not that I want it to happen. It's not that I'm actually looking for it. But before I get into that, I do want to play Henry's dad, who did issue a statement. This is from Inevitable, from the account. Well, actually, this is from GBN. Henry Nowak's for the Inevitable West is the account who posted this. Breaking: Henry Nowak's father speaks out on the murder of his son, and here we go.
With his final words, he told officers that he could not breathe. He told them he had been stabbed. In fact, Henry told officers that he could not breathe 9 times. He told them he had been stabbed 4 times.
Jesus
the response from one officer was, "I don't think you have, mate." The police have said they were misled by the murderer and that the scene when they arrived was complex. Unfortunately, it seems to us that truth is much simpler. The police were told by our son himself and by a member of the public who called 999 that they heard someone shout that they had been stabbed. But the police did not believe them. Henry was pulled across the gravel, his hands forced behind his back, and he was placed in handcuffs. Instead of being treated as a dying victim, police formally arrested Henry for assault and read him his rights. That was the last thing he heard. Henry did not die with dignity. He did not die with the care he deserved. He lost consciousness before anyone believed him. Let me be absolutely clear. We hold Vikram Digwa solely and 100% responsible for the brutal murder of our son. But Henry should not have died on the streets of Southampton in police custody. The way he was treated was inhumane and degrading. His murderer, however, was afforded decency. He was believed. He was not handcuffed when arrested. He was not handcuffed when transported to the police station. As far as we understand, he was never handcuffed at all.
Wow.
And as Vikram Digwa himself told the court, whilst under arrest for Henry's murder, police even took him to the kitchen so he could choose his food. The contrast is unbearable.
Unbelievable, man.
It is this bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's you know what? It's so frustrating. The thing that frustrates me so much is most people, I think most people aren't going to see that in America and maybe in the UK, maybe they will. Maybe it'll be like a George Floyd thing. But America, there most people aren't going to see that. I don't think. You know, I think
it's popping off in the UK. Do you have any of that footage, Isaiah?
Oh, yeah, we might want to look at that. But to finish my point, it's like, you know, with the algorithms people are on and you know, or the news that people watch, like you're never going to catch a sniff of that on CNN, MSNBC, any of the legacy media. It's not going to be on the front page unless maybe conservatives or moderates or independents or whatever make a big deal about it. It's not going to happen, and people are just going to, you know, this is going to be a lesson that we should learn. That's not going to be learned because of our media bubbles, and because, you know, the woke journalists, quote unquote journalists, are going to hide it like they always do. They hide everything like this.
I mean, they hid the fact that George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose.
Yeah,
I think here's what this is what I hate.
This is demoralization, man.
It is
happening,
and honestly, and thinking back on it now 6 years later, and I'm gonna say this before we get to this video. Everything about that video, looking back on it now in hindsight, felt staged. It all felt staged.
George Floyd video?
Yes. Everything about George Floyd now, like because I remember watching it.
How do you mean staged?
The way that the camera was framed, the way that the girl the girl who filmed it, just kind of stood there and watched, you know, and documented it all. The length of the video, 8 minutes 46 seconds. He was in a standard police hold. They didn't have any like there was no. He wasn't on his neck.
No, he
was on his upper shoulders. I remember watching the video.
I'm sorry to say that I fell for it on first viewing.
I fell for it. I fell for it as well. And the thing that angers me the most is that that's what started the reversal. That's what started all of this. That Henry Nowak died in less than a minute. There was nobody. There were no police officers on his back. Well, briefly, as they were pulling him out from behind a fucking car. He's practically begging them to help him, and he bleeds out right in front of him. The George Floyd video was only real to anybody whose humanity and reality are dealt to them. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The George Floyd video was only real to those whose reality are dictated to them by corporate media interests. That's the real lesson. That's the real lesson of all of this. But people are fed up. People are fed up with this. People are fed up with their traitor king, and their Fabian socialist prime minister. They're fed up with it all. They're tired of it. And Southampton's going up. They're sick of this shit.
What's going on there?
They are sick of this shit. Here we
need
go.
Some real changes over there, bro.
They are sick of this shit, and here it is.
Come on! Who's that guy in the suit?
Look how these cops are using battle gear to hold back their own citizens. Look how motivated they are to respond against their own citizens.
Yeah.
Because they think they're the good people. They think they're on the right side of history. They're like, listen, I'm gonna say this right here, right?
Do they do that when a bunch of Muslim people are
No, of course not.
Are protesting or going marching down the road? And
you should have seen what Paris looked like when PSG
I did
won the Champions Cup. The Champions
they love firing flares and fires around, which coincidentally ends up burning down churches.
But you should have. But I want you to. But understand this. This is exactly, ladies and gentlemen. Please hear me when I say this. This right here could very well end up being your police department.
Mm-hmm.
This very well could have been the NYPD. Could be the NYPD in a few years. Matter of fact, could be within a year. But
that's very, very, very likely at this point.
Yes. How does that feel? How does that feel?
Good.
Betray! You fucking bitches! How does that feel?
A civilization of thousands of years in the making. And
down the drain pretty soon, man.
No, that's what fighting back looks like.
Yes, it does.
If they don't keep doing that, they're going to be in the history books. That's about it.
They have to fight.
I don't know.
Those cultures are going to be done.
I don't know if they can at this point. I don't know. I can't help but contrast modern Britain with what I know of medieval and early modern Britain. That's one of my amateur interests, is the history of the government and the royal court in medieval and early modern Britain. And that means from about 1066, when William the Conqueror took the country, through the Tudor court, starting in the late 1400s through Elizabeth's death in 1603. And we can say all we want about the violence of those earlier societies, how many people were executed, how many people were thieves had their hands cut off. That was their punishment, right? Defamers and people who would, in today's terms, be convicted of actual libel had their tongues cut out. This was the contrast between the willingness and the ability of Britons in those days to defend themselves against literal invading hordes, and today could not be more stark. This is not at all the same country. I don't know.
I mean, you know, I'm sure you know damn well what it's a result of. It's a result of the emasculation of absolutely emasculation of the men and Western society in general, in the UK and France, where you would just be like, oh,
everywhere in the West,
and indoctrination into nonsense, where it's like, oh yeah, we should definitely just let in millions and millions of men who have different cultures and family and people who are just like birth rates way higher than ours. We don't even have kids anymore. We don't have religion anymore. We don't have anything that spirituality. We don't even honor our own freaking legacy, our own cultural history, our own cultural identity, our ethnicities, our country. we honor like foreigners more. It's like why are the people, the countries in the West, the only countries that do that? We honor foreign people, foreign cultures more than our own. It's not saying you can't.
We don't even
honor those
it's not
people,
just that you're absolutely right, Nino. But it isn't just that we don't honor our own. It's much worse than that. We actively degrade and mock and shame our own.
Exactly. No, 100%. Yes, exactly. That's more accurate. That's well put. Much more, because we constantly now teach kids that founding fathers were slave owners, pieces of shit. Everything we did, everything we've earned was colonial exploitation. Everything we earned, everything was everything we earned, and our success is from slavery and exploiting indigenous people.
You can't be rich unless you exploit people and take advantage.
Billionaires are parasites, and maybe sometimes they are a little bit here and there, maybe, but for the most part, clearly they're not. Otherwise, you stupid fucks, why don't you become a billionaire? You become a billionaire parasite. Do it. Be a millionaire parasite. Can you do it? No, you cannot do it because you don't have the discipline. You don't have the talent. You don't have the ideas. You can't do it. You can't do shit pretty much. So that's why. And instead, all you could do is complain and be entitled to other people's things. So, but anyways, to get back to the original point, they've been we're getting emasculated. Hopefully, we're coming back. Europe has definitely been emasculated in such a big way that the like you said, Josh, the men back in the day, these countries used to be able to defend their cultures, defend their people, protect their people, punish crimes, make people really pay for fucking around with them. And that's what men are there for. That's really what it is. Like, because we know how other men are. We know how men are in other countries, or people who don't have allegiance to you. We know that they're gonna just try to take what they can get, and sometimes they're gonna be really terrible people. Sometimes they're gonna be really sadistic people.
You know what? One of the
predatory.
Worst, yes, absolutely, and that you're right. That is what men are for, and that is why those who are pulling these Marxist communist strings, which is where all of this comes from, that is why they have chosen emasculation of men as a method, because they needed to neutralize the ability to defend yourself, to protect your family, to protect your women, to protect your children. They knew that. They were right. They're very smart. They're evil, but they're very smart. And it has worked. Think about the phrase you hear all the time. And you hear it today almost as much from men in public life as you hear it from women. You know this phrase. Violence has no place in our society. There is no place for violence in our culture.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm here to tell you, violence is the answer to this. And it is the only answer. We need much more violence. And let me tell you what I mean by violence.
Thank you for saying this.
I mean properly, morally ordered violence. Morally ordered violence.
It's at that point. It's at that point now where that's gonna be the only thing to happen.
It doesn't matter.
In Europe,
it's going to happen
already. Here, we're not necessarily quite there yet, but we do need violence as far as police beating some people's asses and putting people in prison. And we need some
violence. Need executions of traitors.
We need some executions of traitors. I agree. And fucking murderers and sex offenders.
Yep.
We should be executing these people.
Absolutely.
Or lifetime imprisonment at least. Not this. They get out after 7 years.
Execute them.
Yeah, I'm with that.
I'm with the execution. I'm with the execution part. I'm sorry.
And the thing is, people can watch us talk about this, and they can say, "Oh, you're the problem. Oh my God! Oh, don't talk to them. They're troglodytes. They're hard, right? They're this, they're that, and the other thing." Well, you know what? It's not. This isn't what I'm sorry, but this is not our opinion. This is a description of reality and natural law. Exactly. When every other mechanism, civilization builds mechanisms to control, right?
Yes.
We have mechanisms called the courts, jurisprudence. And we got our legal system from the English. It started with the Magna Carta in the 1200s, that for the first time limited the universal omnipotent power of the monarch. That is a forerunner to our Constitution. Our legal rights, our Bill of Rights, is rooted in English legal philosophical jurisprudence. That is where we get it from. Not from fucking Belgium, from England. because we are English. We are a descendant country of England. This
We
is
are
our
indeed.
heritage.
We are indeed.
But when those mechanisms that we have built, when all of them become inactive, when they are no longer functional, and that's what's happening, the buck stops at knife point or with a gun. That is a natural law. It's not good or bad. It is amoral. It is simply reality. You will either have properly ordered, morally justifiable violence to protect the innocent, or you will have unbounded violence in civil war. You cannot choose not to have violence.
No, I think that's true. I think, like I said before, I think that is Europe's future, unless maybe they go hard right now with the state and get really hard with the borders and really start deporting people and really start getting hard with crime laws. But they're not gonna, they're not going to, unless there's like a full far right takeover of these governments, which maybe is possible. But it's getting fucking late over there, man. It looks like, unless I'm being fed crazy propaganda or something, that's what it looks like to me.
The hour is very late.
Like here, we still got
there.
a chance. Like I mean, in a way, as Americans, thank God that we at least get a preview. So hopefully, people start to see and realize like this is what can happen. So you got to be careful with this. You got to be very careful with open borders. Obviously, you got to be very careful with Jesus Christ, letting people get arrested 30 times and not putting them in prison. And then they end up killing people, killing old people, killing women, like we've been seeing over and over again. And that's Nino, happening here.
Nino, that to me, honestly,
that's a big fucking problem.
Like that right there is why I actually believe that Americans should have really listened to Nayib Bukele when he said it's the judges.
Nayib's a man.
Judges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry. Every other week,
I love what he says.
Every other fucking week, it's this judge saying you can't scrub, you can't fix a fountain in fucking DC. You can't fix the fountain in front of Union Square. You can't you can't fix the reflecting pool. You can't empty it out of 60. Bro, when I heard there was 16 tons of trash and debris and algae and dead animals and all sorts of stuff, 16 tons in the reflecting pool that was cleaned out of there before it could be repaired. Do you understand how much of a perfect metaphor that is for this country? We've refused to look inward. We have refused to fix ourselves and fix our own lives and refuse to be guilted into it. That the second that we do, you've got so much trash and so much filth and so many things that you did not, that you literally, you neglected yourself for so long, and you're pulling things out that you didn't even know could even be in that thing. And why do I bring that up? It's because, again, the judges, the amount of hatred, the amount of suicidal empathy that one has to have to literally go, I don't think you've been stabbed. You don't even bother looking. You don't even bother checking to see where the wounds might be. The man literally dies on you as you're reading him his rights.
And even after they realized that, did you notice that nothing that happened to Henry caused any urgency in any of their tones of voice? They were not moved at all.
None whatsoever.
Very disturbing.
Didn't care.
None whatsoever. We real quick, we've got somebody by the name of Eric Rader. He said,
I should have told you. Isaiah. I'm streaming this out to Disaffected's YouTube and Disaffected's Twitter account too,
absolutely,
just to get you more. So you're getting some of my people.
Cool.
Hi guys.
Welcome in.
I like that.
Thank you so much. Eric Rader, thank you for joining us. He writes, hi Josh, just wanted to let you know on social media, the neurodiversity movement is now trying to associate autism and manipulation together.
Yeah.
In the long run, this will hurt a lot of autistic people and parents. Sorry for the typo. Inels 6425 says there may have been dead bodies in there. You mean that weren't animal carcasses?
Would you be surprised?
I wouldn't. Listen. I grew up in New York. I grew up in Baltimore, but I've been to DC many times. You know, like you grow up like literally up the street. You go there all the time. I haven't been to the reflecting pool in the Lincoln Memorial in many years, and the fact, like, you could have, if they told me that they pulled out, you know, I don't know,
Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, Jimmy Hoffa's body. Yeah.
You mean you didn't bury him in Jersey? Oh, okay. So that's what that oil barrel was. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like just to see that level of, like, there's such a psychotic level of self-hatred that is required to be as callous and as nonchalant about a man who's literally dying in front of you.
And you know what? I'll just say this really quickly. That's one of the reasons I object to the framing. It's not yours. I'm not coming down on you for this. It's very popularly used. It's Gad Saad's phrase. I object to the framing suicidal empathy. This is homicidal indifference. This is, I understand.
Case, yeah.
I do understand. I'm not saying that Gad Saad is terribly wrong. I'm not saying he doesn't have anything to his thesis. I understand this, but I object because it puts the frame in the wrong direction. We should not be first characterizing this phenomenon as harm to self. These people that we say have suicidal empathy, meaning they have so much empathy that it's going to hurt them. Yes, that is true, but it isn't really empathy. It's homicidal, callous indifference to other people. These people are not victims. They are perpetrators. It may be suicidal for them, but I don't give a moral shit about that until we stop them getting other people killed while they raise their flag and say, what a good person I am. That's not being do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah,
that's a side point, but it's all the same.
It makes sense.
It's horrible.
When you're talking about, you're talking about people who are elite people making a lot of money, like judges, DAs, politicians, making rules and laws that, of course, don't really affect them usually, because they live in gated communities and in the nice areas of nice towns. But it ends up killing the guy who gets pushed down the pushed in front of a train, or a girl that gets stabbed in the neck by a guy who's been arrested 40 times but hasn't really has seen any prison time or anything like that, any serious consequences. So yeah, it is homicidal, indifference, or sometimes it's probably
sometimes
a little bit of hatred.
Pleasure.
Homicidal.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's pleasure. Because they know that, they think they want to destroy society. I think some of these people want to destroy society. They're Marxists. Like they know that this is the goal, or they like the fact that maybe some white people will get killed, or
they do like
something.
it.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely don't like white people. They don't like men. They don't like white women. These woke Marxists, for the most part, they don't like it. They don't like they're very racist, very sexist people. They don't like straight people.
Got else. I've got that. Not to cut you off, Nino.
I mean, it's a fact. Joey, what else you got?
Yeah, it's going up. It's going up out there. This is from Libs. I'm sorry. Is this? This is Libs of TikTok. Shout to Kai, but this is from Andy Public. Libs of TikTok just shared this. Yeah, it's going up over there. Here we go.
Is there audio for this?
You don't hear it?
No, we don't hear the audio.
I don't hear the audio for this. I hear you.
You don't hear the audio?
We hear no audio.
Not for the video, no. I see.
I mean, I'm sorry. I can hear your voices. The video has no audio. We cannot hear any audio from the video.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try again.
Negative.
Yeah. I think I can hear something, but it's very low.
Is it?
Yeah, if we're like silent,
I can hear nothing from the video.
I can hear it in my because I'm wearing AirPods. I could hear like the guy yelling, but it's so low, you could barely hear it.
Jeez.
So people definitely won't be able to hear it.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I could hear like a faint commotion. Anyways, the guys yelling at the cops. Shame on you, Henry.
Yeah.
Or shame on you to the cops about Henry Novak. I'm assuming it's pronounced.
It is pronounced Novak, as if it were a V. Yes.
Yeah. Is that a Polish name?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and they pronounce it with a W, like a V. Yeah.
You can't hear.
Rest in peace, Henry Novak. Man, that's so sad. Condolences to his family. I hope you guys
Sorry, you can't hear.
sue the shit out of that police department. I hope that those cops will see some time for that. There's got to be real consequences for that, man. That was negligence. That was arguably manslaughter because that kid's life is in their hands.
I believe what U.S. jurisprudence calls that behavior is depraved indifference.
Indifference, yes, that's correct.
Is that a real? That's a real.
Yes,
legal
that is
term?
real. Look it up. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that could easily be argued, in my opinion. Depraved indifference. I mean, that was definitely their attitude and energy was definitely indifferent, and it was super unprofessional. You got to take shit seriously. People said they got stabbed. People say they're stabbed, and if the guy's like, look, even if the guy was looking super healthy and strong, you still should be checking and getting an ambulance there. But the kid is falling over. He said he's stabbed. Said he can't breathe. It's like, are you nuts? Are you nuts? Just be like, I don't think you have, mate. Put him in cuffs, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is this, mate?
Bananas,
mate.
Yeah.
Mate.
I'm sorry, but I know these are all little things, but I notice little things because they ain't little. They're tells.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is not how a servant of the law is supposed to talk to the public whom they serve. It should be sir and ma'am.
Yep.
Mate. Oh, I don't think you have, mate.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking prick. What do you think? This is some Gen Z TikTok show?
Yeah.
Super unprofessional.
Absolutely.
Super unprofessional, man. But I want just to get back to Bukele, man. Like I'm so happy. I'm starting to see other Latin American countries elect like more hard right people. I think Colombia might be on the verge of doing that. Some other people, obviously Argentina. I know he's more of like a libertarian, but Costa Rica, I think, is actually about to elect a more conservative person, government. I think so, and that's great because Latin America is known to be pretty left. Like it's pretty economically, it's very left, Marxist influence. And then there's some countries that are straight up socialist countries, like Marxist countries, like obviously Venezuela was, and hopefully it's no longer. Cuba, Nicaragua, some other ones, Chile, I think, in the past, or other ones. But Bukele, man, it's like I love what he says. It's like people always talk about because here, obviously all the cities are taken over by woke DAs, woke judges, woke politicians, totally taken over, most of them. And it's like they're always concerned about the rights of the criminals, and we should be empathetic and for the criminals and compassionate about them. And like Bukele said something like, it's like, what about the empathy for the victims, for the people who just want to walk the streets, law-abiding citizens trying to walk their dog, women walking their dogs, walking their kids to school. What about the empathy for them? Like for people who might be being robbed or killed or attacked. Where's the empathy for those people? And it's like, that is the fucking right answer, clearly. And that's something we used to know. We used to know that, like, if you're those people, innocent, law-abiding people deserve the empathy more than aggressive, violent, sociopathic people. I don't give a shit what I don't care what their upbringing was. I don't care what they had to go through. Plenty of people go through bad things, bad childhoods, and they don't end up being, murderers and rapists. And even if they, even if that was always the case, then they're not. They shouldn't be around people. They just can't be around people. They can't be around. They're a threat. You gotta put them somewhere else, whether it's prison, put them in some kind of put them in especially if they're murderers and rapists or traitors, and you got to look at the death penalty. You got to look at or taking their life. You have to look at that.
Yes, we do. Real quick. Well, yeah, let me just go through some more of these wonderful comments. We have a lively comment section tonight, boys. Let's see.
Check this out.
Eric Rader writes, I'd like to mention when it comes to perpetrators, they'll also use disabilities as a shield as well when it involves consequences. That is absolutely correct.
Oh, frequently. I see that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Isaiah, let me, you may not hear it, but one commenter said so, and I think I hear it too. I think if you could turn up the gain on your microphone a little bit, you're a little bit soft compared to us.
I will do so right now. How is that? I just turned up the gain. Is that
sounds
better?
Sounds a little better.
All right, let me try again.
Maybe you've got automatic settings there that are overriding your manual control.
They might be. Hold on, let me just look. Let me just make sure that hold on, edit mic settings. How am I coming through? Do I sound okay? How about now? Does that sound better?
Doesn't sound any different for me, but I don't know what the audience is hearing. So
yeah, chat. If you could keep us posted on how on how I'm sounding. Apparently, I know you can hear Nino and you can hear Josh okay, but please let me know if you're having any difficulty hearing me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Let me just keep going here for a second. Hang on. Okay. They can. People are saying they can hear me. All right. Let me see. Marie Isabella, a friend of the show. We love you, dear. Thank you for joining us tonight. I had to come by on Sunday and saw that I had come by on Sunday and saw you weren't doing a live. Good to see you, boys. We love you, Marie. Thanks for stopping.
Thank you, Marie. Appreciate that.
Roz Mix One said they thought he was racist and therefore deserved it. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it was.
Seems like it.
It's as if it's as if the worst thing they literally they have this. It's like they have this cartoonish understanding of racism. It's like everybody who, even if they have the slightest inkling that they could be that they might be a racist, which basically is if you are not completely and totally worshipful of anybody with at least a couple ounces more melanin in your skin than you, regardless of who they are, what they do, regardless of their character, then you're automatically thought of as racist, and you just need to fuck off. And matter of fact, I'll show you an example of it.
Unless that person's a conservative leaning person, and then they start acting like a KKK member.
Listen, I've lived in New York,
as you well know, Isaiah.
Oh God, I've lived in New York almost 11 years. I was raised around conservatives in the church, around white conservatives in the church that I grew up in. In the near 11 years that I've lived in the state of New York, I can honestly say that white liberals are so much more racist. Honestly, I can say this objectively. They are the only racist white people as a white liberal.
Certainly openly racist, that's for sure.
The reason why they believe that they have, this is what they've done when it comes to white conservatives. And there are some racist. I'm not going to sit here and say that
there's some racist conservatives.
There are some racist conservatives, and honestly, but when you get to talking to them, they sound like leftists. Okay, but
and just to be sure, there's racist people everywhere on Earth, in every group, in every ethnicity, in every demographic, every country, every tribe, you name it. There's racist people, all of them, and probably everybody has moments of being racist.
But ultimately, the point that I'm trying to make is this: when it comes to this kind of psychotic energy, this violence that they think you earn depraved indifference by being racist according to our standards. When a soccer, like I could go on a rant about this, but I know we've got other things to cover. But it's like if there's even the slightest amount that they think they can pick up on, even if they got to make it up, they got to fabricate it. That gives them carte blanche to go after their opponent with all guns blazing, and it don't even matter if it's
a
wrong.
weapon.
It doesn't matter if it's based on lies or not. They will go.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
And they think and they literally think they're doing the right thing. They think their morals.
It usually works for them. It usually works for them to shut people up. Usually it's like, oh, you know what? I don't have to listen to you. I'm just gonna call you racist right now. You're gonna shut up, aren't you, you old pussy?
Yeah,
most of the time they will. Especially if they're white people, most of the time they will.
That ain't happening no more. Shelly Murphy says, I'm in New York. I'm in New Hampshire. And they live free or die, baby. And our state just passed a law that allows residents to sue their city or town if it enacts gun restrictions stricter than the state. I like that.
Oh, okay.
I like that. That's very nice. Let me see. Thor Love 66050. Thank you, Josh, for bringing that up. I fully agree with you, and I've been saying that for a couple of years now. It is not suicidal empathy. It is homicidal indifference bordering on.
That's a good point. That's a good point, because it isn't even empathy sometimes either.
No,
it is, and people are. It is other people. It's not. It's a great point. I think he's actually right about that, because it is frequently other people who get harmed, not you. Exactly. You know, especially if you're one of these elite woke people making the laws or pushing the shit on people and universities as professors or DEI commissars or whatever. It's like you're or woke cops. You know, other people are getting killed. You're not usually the one getting hurt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. David the Skeptic says Wes Moore from Maryland banned the Glock pistol because people found a way to make it into an automatic. We'll see what gun they try next. Yeah. But remember everything. Listen, I'm going to borrow from Maj Touré for a second. All gun control is wrong, and all gun control is racist. I need you to understand something, folks. The one constant with Daniel Penny and others is that the very act of self-defense is being criminalized. I want y'all to understand this, folks. The very concept of self-defense, the very concept of you defending yourself as an individual or as the head of your household is being criminalized because I'm telling you right now, these governments want to be the only one who are legally allowed to defend you. Legally allowed. And here's the thing, they're not going to defend you. All they're going to do is they're going to come late after you and your family are dead. They're going to pick you up off the floor, and and your killer might not even be found. That's basically where we're at right now. Okay? But that's what they want. Because but man, oh boy, I could go on for days with that. They Thor Love 6050 says 6050 says they know exactly what they're doing. They think their nepotism will protect them from the consequences of their viable beliefs and actions. Yeah, that's for sure. That's absolutely true. Eclectic Company says, hey, that story of the kid being stabbed wasn't covered in any mainstream media in the UK or US. I only learned of it yesterday. A lot of people did.
Yeah, me too. I only learned about it like a couple days ago or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people came to that understanding. Oh wait, well we've got even more. She said Maria Isabella said you're a little quieter than the other two, but not too bad. Let's say Kev Hill says that's exactly what has been observed in the past. If they think you're racist, listen. I've told the story about my friend Taxiarkis Funtas, he's a player that played for DC United. Okay, all it took for these psychotic leftists in DC United's fan base, all it took was just allegations. They didn't even have to be true. It just took allegations for them to go after him, to go after his family, and eventually get him ousted from the club. And they knew it's so wrong. It's so disgusting how even just, again, like if they think if they have even the slightest thing that they think they can go on about you being racist, then it's like all bets are off. All bets are off. We can do anything up to and including murdering you, and it'll be justified because we got rid of a racist. Eric Rader says,
see how it is.
I'd like to add one of the craziest things from people is that autism and etc. are being treated as an identity, while those living with impairments and round the clock care are being told they do not exist or should speak out. There's somebody I want to actually have on the show who dealt with this in Minnesota. Hey, your sister. Jess Sand says, preach.
I says,
hey, Jess.
She says, hey, Josh. We love you, Jess. Thanks for stopping in. Let me see. Rosmix one says, liberals are systematically racist across the board. Yes, they are.
Yeah,
they are.
That's 100% true.
Just as being charitable has become the inverse meaning and subsequently used as the sheep's clothing. Oh, boy. That's... Let me see.
My sister and I learned this stuff from the cradle, quite literally.
Is this your Kevin?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
No, it's Kev Hill, who's a friend of the show. Hi, Kev.
Okay. Good. AK Wall 47 asked a good question. Why don't blacks hold each other to set higher standards? Honest question.
You
know what? I am going to take that question on real quick because we do have to get to this other thing. Because being a victim feels better. When you can spend all your days looking, pretending to look for root causes while being emotionally immature, when you stop being a victim, that means that you have some responsibility to own up to.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, that don't happen much. You literally, one of the worst things, I've said this before, I'll say it again. One of the greatest lies ever told in the black community was that black people cannot be racist. It's one of the most disgusting lies. I thought it was a disgusting lie, even when I was a more loyal Democrat, let's say. This whole notion that racism equals this is what's wild to me. These are the ones who will say racism equals power plus privilege, right? And they'll completely exonerate themselves from any culpability of racism. Whenever they will literally go, well, we can be prejudiced, but we can't be racist. I'm like, okay. But yet you have more cultural power. You have more political power. Democrats basically own everything in America. They've seized the means of cultural production. Okay, I'm talking about big movie theaters, big movie studios. They own Disney, right? They've long since owned the college campuses. They own the music industry. I mean,
social media until maybe recently, some of them are changing a little bit, maybe.
Wait, Josh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
They owned the social media companies. We all saw what happened before Elon bought Twitter. We all saw what that place was becoming. I mean, we're sitting up and we're watching all this. The Democrats and their familiars and their fellow travelers own everything. They have seized the means of cultural production in America, even sport. How many fucking sports teams, how many franchises throughout the NFL changed their logos to that perverse rainbow symbol all yesterday? DC United, the soccer club I've supported for 13 years. It's like they switch. They flicked the switch, and our crest was rainbowized.
You know what's fascinating to me about this? Because I know we may be talking about. What's fascinating to me about this, I don't know why it didn't occur to me earlier.
Well,
somebody else pointed this out. I'm sorry, I don't remember who you were, but you were right. How strange is it that the most masculine arenas are the ones that are pushing this faggotry hardest? How strange is it that professional men's sports, can you think of outside of the military, can you think of a more masculine environment?
With the exception of UFC, which is the most masculine sports environment, I think.
Okay,
the UFC,
right?
besides, and maybe NFL.
Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird? But no, it isn't. They infiltrated that deliberately.
Yes, they did.
Because they knew if we can get to the heart of masculinity, if we can get to a real man's world type space and take that, we own everything. And you know what? I'm sorry. The men, what is wrong with you, men? When did you become such craven pussies? Why do you all kneel for this stuff? I'm the gay guy, right? Why are you such pussies? Why are you so weak?
The NFL has become the NFL. I mean, MLS, Major League Soccer. I mean, soccer culture has always been weird and left, and
it's always been left leaning.
Okay. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
But the NFL, I'll give you. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Jared Verse, who's an edge rusher, who was an edge rusher for the Los Angeles Rams, had an interview of some kind with some weird, trooned out guy looking absolutely ridiculous. And there was an uproar about his alleged conduct. They said they tried to say, well, he didn't take the interview seriously. And then just recently, Jared Verse got traded to the Cleveland Browns yesterday in exchange for Myles Garrett. How much of that had anything to do with it? We'll never know. But I doubt any. I doubt any of it. But I do find it interesting that almost a week or two after that story occurs, Jared Verse gets traded. But listen, they've wanted sport. They've wanted masculinity. They have had their sights trained on masculinity for years. But you know what? I'm gonna use that to segue into this, because they don't want it. Because honestly, like every other communist agenda, every other communist regime throughout human history has always understood one very important thing. You have to go after the children. The adults will never, there are some adults that you're literally going to have to just put up against the wall and and you'll have to blow away, again, part of that four olds, right?
Yep.
But the kids are the ones that they want to really go after. I want to play this.
And I want to say real quick, Isaiah, about that and what Josh said before too, real quick. It's like when they go after the kids or they go after the men, you say they own men's sports arenas and stuff. And they do that also with they also do that with Hollywood movies like Star Wars. Like some things that men love, like Star Wars, mainly men. Obviously, there's some women who like it, but mainly it's men. Marvel Comics, DC Comics.
You're exactly right.
Yep.
Lord of the Rings, right? And they just neuter those, make it woke, hollow it out. Odyssey potentially. I'm hoping Odyssey's still going to be a great movie.
No,
but
we know enough already. We already know.
If you have Elliot Page's or Ellen Page or whatever as Achilles, that's not good. I'm the world's greatest warrior. It's like a godlike warrior. Okay. But it's to demoralize, right? It's so either some of the people they're going to maybe convert, whether it's children or men. Some of them might be like, oh yeah, this is how things are now, because they're very weak-minded and they're pussies or whatever. But so many other men are going to be demoralized, and they're just going to be like, oh, I guess this is there goes my story. There goes my movies. I can't look forward to that anymore. I don't even know if I want to show this to my kids. And then kids too. You put this stuff in school, and it's like, I was one of those kids that I've always been this way. Like if I hear stupid shit in school, even I'm in second grade, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like this is I'm not interested in this. I know you're trying to do something. Even when I was a young kid, I always knew that. I was very rebellious in that way. And then as I got older, I was even more, I could think about, feminism really bothered me, like third wave feminism in high school when they're talking about blaming rappers for having objectifying women in videos. I'm like, these women are grown women who are choosing
objectifying. They're not. They're getting up there in front of the camera and in front of these men and bending over and spreading their legs. They're
they're probably either making money or they're getting they're video models.
They're whores.
Yeah. So that's just, that drove me crazy. I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, are they children? Like, these are grown ass women. Like they're deciding to do this. They know that there might be some modeling opportunities. Maybe they'll meet a rich rapper. Maybe they'll date him. That's the kind of, maybe they'll be in another video or a movie. They'll get noticed. Like, what are you talking about? But I've always felt that way. And it's like, but other people like to get demoralized. And me, even me, I'd be sitting there having to sit there and listen to this. I'm like, oh my God. It just like crushes your spirit after a while. It's like, what are we doing? Why do we have to listen to bullshit? Why do we have to listen to nonsense over and over and over and over and over again? Stop lying to me.
Yeah.
Stop it. Fuck off. So I think more men need to stand up, like I think we have, and then be like, fuck off. No,
exactly.
Fuck off. And it is crazy if you think about it, because Star Wars, they almost destroyed, and maybe they did. Arguably they did. So it's like they're happy to lose, like spend all this money on this IP, and all this money on this production, and just lose the money because people are going to go see it. It's it's pretty crazy, and it's like was the goal actually to make money, or was the goal to destroy these things? Subversion and demoralization. It's an interesting question.
Nino, I'm glad you said that, because I think there's at least two ways to look at this. You ask, is the goal to make money, or is the goal to destroy it? I think one thing that we overlook to our peril in our modern times, we still think that people are operating on as if people are rational economic actors, right? Now, Thomas Sowell has put paid to that. Many others have as well. But we still believe this stuff. I've had this argument with my therapist, who is as based as you could possibly get. I mean, this guy is he's an old guy. He no bullshit. Don't hear any of the connotations of therapist when you think of this guy, right? If it were the 1970s, he'd be sitting there with a cup of coffee and a cigar. What the fuck are you doing? Right? Yeah. But I've put this, what are they doing? What are they doing? And, and he said, well, follow the money. People keep saying, follow the money. That doesn't work anymore, because these studios, Amazon, movie studios, sports franchises, they are, Cracker Barrel is another example in another arena, right? They were forced to roll this back. They are literally cutting into their profits consciously. They're not doing this for money anymore. Narcissistic gratification is more valuable as currency today than even money is. You can't just say follow the cash anymore. It breaks down, because they will leave the cash on the table. They will spit it back at you when you're trying to give the money and say, no, fuck you. I don't want you watching my Star Wars movie because you're shit. We've never seen this before, but it ain't money driving a lot of this.
No, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's deeper. It's even like maybe even deeper than the. I mean, I think in some ways it is that like, especially with like a Kathleen Kennedy. Like I think she's I think she's exactly what you're talking about, where she's like, I'm just gonna have a female Jedi and a female general, and it's gonna be, and it's like, okay, like you can make some of that stuff work.
Force be with you. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. That's what they all do. Don't look at my tits. Don't look at my tits.
The Force is female. Yeah. No, and like, and there's no rule that says that you can't have a strong woman character. I mean, we've seen it with Alien, we've seen it with so many different movies, right? So it's not like men won't watch that, but it's the way they do it.
Yeah,
it's the way they do it. They shove it down your throat, and they make like, especially that second Star Wars movie in the last trilogy. Was it the Return? What was it? The last one? The Force, not the Force Awakens. Was it the Force Awakens? The one when Luke came back. Whatever. I look forward to that movie so much, even though the first one I was like, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. But
I checked out of Marvel.
That was it for me. That was it. I can't.
Marvel at stage 3.
They ruined Star Trek for me too. I was a Star Trek fan for a long time, but I don't consider anything made after the end of that era was the end of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
everything that came after that is pussified DEI shit.
Even Voyager?
No, I include Voyager in real Star Trek. I think Voyager ended before DS9 did. I may be wrong about that.
Okay. So my point is like it does seem like it is subversion and moralization, like from a deeper level, like a lot of these times where it's like they are willing to throw away and burn billions of dollars. I mean, they could look if they did Star Wars the right way from the beginning with the new trilogy, whoever took it was Disney, Disney. They could have kept that going forever and just made money forever, money, just keep generation after generation, new Jedis, there's already so many books and that stuff that people love that are Star Wars fans. And they just could have used that as source material. They could have made up their own stories. They didn't. If they didn't just, make this like a complete woke feminist Marxist subversion, they could have made billions of dollars easily. It got so easy. It's because it would never end. It would just be like the new mythology that everybody loves. And same thing with Marvel. Marvel's hasn't gone completely off the deep end yet. So, I think they could still be okay, but they've had a couple stupid decisions. But I mean, like Lord of the Rings, Amazon, Lord of the Rings. I mean, I couldn't watch. I love Lord of the Rings. I couldn't watch after the first episode. I couldn't stand the aesthetic of the first episode. I was like, "What's going on here?" I'm like,
it looks cheap. Everything was made out of cardboard and fucking polyester.
Yeah, it just had it all. I just knew what I was getting into. I'm like, I can't sit through fucking 12 episodes of this or whatever. I just can't do it.
Isaiah, if I could ask you a favor, if you could put my sister's most recent comment up so that I can correct her publicly, that would be helpful. The only thing good about Enterprise was Scott Bakula in sky blue Fruit of the Loom briefs.
Oh my God! Put that. Hey, put that thing away, man. You look like a fucking lizard. Manolo, put that thing away, man.
Oh my God!
What's that from?
Oh man, is that Scarface?
It's Scarface, man. But when he was out with Manolo in Miami somewhere outside, and the girls were walking around with their bikinis, and Manolo's like, "Look, you show them your tongue, they like you, man." He's like, and he was like, "Put that thing away, man. You look like a fucking lizard."
Lizard.
Oh my God, that's funny. So
funny,
Ferdinand 314. I hear this guy's a big fan of pie. He says, "Hey kids, didn't know we'd be disaffecting and apostatizing on Tuesday, but here we all are. Hey,
here we are.
Welcome in.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, get up in this piece with us.
Yes,
yeah, get up in that bitch."
Electric Company says, "I checked out of Star Wars after the prequels.
Prequels are all right.
I was never into Star Wars like that, so like this doesn't really like after episodes like after Return of the Jedi, I was just like, okay, that's it." David the Skeptic says that I saw The Force Awakens, and when an untrained woman beat the grandson of Darth Vader, I boycotted the rest of the movie.
That was not. Yeah, that was not good.
Oh dear.
Episode 7.
Aqua 47 says it was all downhill for Star Wars after the DEI Sam. I'm not going to do that. Samuel L. Jackson was pretty good.
No, he was fine. I like Mace Windu.
Yeah, I don't know. Go around.
No, I don't think that was DEI with the 90s ones.
Yeah. So let's.
Are we going to talk about the homosexuals or not?
Yes, right now. In fact, yeah.
I need to be seen, or I can't identify with this podcast unless I
by the way,
represented by it.
Yes, The Last Jedi was the one I was talking about, guys.
Okay. I was going to say
that's the one that lost everybody. I think really because I think everybody still had hope after most people still had hope after the Force Awakens. It was like, yeah, I can see where you're going, but it could still be good. And then of course the Last Jedi was an abomination. A woke abomination. Go ahead. Anyways, let's talk about the homosexuals.
Yeah, you had Luke Skywalker drinking green titty milk from some animal. Like, what the fuck?
Did you say manimal?
Yeah. From a manimal.
So,
dude, and they just one more thing about it. They how stupid do you have to be as Disney and whoever the fuck directed that, Rian Johnson, to Luke Skywalker just because it became a Jedi in Return of the Jedi, and you haven't seen him for fucking 30 years, and then you don't even give him a goddamn fight scene, a real fight scene. Like bananas.
Well, I mean, look at him. He's not looking so hot. I don't think he could handle a lightsaber except in the back door.
Actually, speaking of which, people think Mark Hamill might be gay. Or there was a.
I don't know if he's gay, but he's definitely a faggot.
Yeah, I think he is. That's good. That's
oh my god,
that's a good quote right there.
One.
He is annoying as fuck with his political views.
Hold on a second. I gotta say this real quick since you brought him up. Mark Hamill. See, I never viewed him as Luke Skywalker. To me, Mark Hamill is the definitive voice of the Joker from Batman the Animated Series.
Oh God, I'd forgotten all about that.
He was great at that too. Yeah.
And hold on a second, Josh. That right there is why I'm pissed off at Mark Hamill the most.
Really?
There's one thing that Mark Hamill was really fucking good at. It's voice acting.
Okay.
He was the definitive.
Yeah, he was good as Joker
for not just through Batman the Animated Series, not just Batman Beyond, because he was like in that he was in that universe for many years. He also voiced the Joker in a couple of the Arkham video games.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was a voice actor too.
Yeah, Mark Hamill, dude. Mark Hamill is a prolific voice actor. He was. Honestly, he's a better voice actor than a live action.
I can believe that. There are a lot of people who are really great at voice acting who just aren't that compelling on camera.
Yeah, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But Mark Hamill was definitely one of those people, and the fact that he has effectively overshadowed his entire body of work, and it's a massive body of work. Kevin Conroy, God rest his soul, who's the voice, who is the voice of Batman for our generation. Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill used to make fucking magic on those mics. And he's completely blown up his legacy as a performer in that nonsense. Let's go ahead and get to this.
All right, so where are we going? Pride Month? We're talking, Josh. What you got for us?
Yeah, I got this.
Woke Ramadan.
Woke Ramadan. Yes, I want to get your opinion on something, Josh. Do you remember that the song "Will Convert Your Children"?
I do indeed.
Have you actually gone through the whole song?
I have. I when it came out, I did an entire segment on my show about it at least 4 years ago now. Yeah, it was I couldn't believe what I was seeing and hearing.
See, I hadn't watched it. And I don't know, Nino.
It is so creepy.
Have you seen it, Nino?
I don't know. I think I might have seen a clip or something. I thought maybe
it's horrifying.
I haven't.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Are you ready?
Yeah, put it on. Yeah, put it on.
Do you have your seatbelt on?
Yeah, get a sick bag.
Yeah. You don't want to get any chunks in that beard, bro. It's bad. Oh shit!
Don't be giving Josh any freaking visuals, man. Come on.
Oh god!
I don't need this right now.
Bitch, I wouldn't have none of you anyway. Total lie, I would.
No, I know. I can't lie to me, bro. Come on. But we're definitely getting real gay on Pride Month.
Right.
Let's put this.
Like just video on. Just wave the flag like right now. Oh my god! Here we go. Oh man, here we go. This is truly horrifying.
Celebrate Pride on the progress we've made over these past years. There's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep them from disco, warn about San Francisco, make them wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children, we'll make them tolerant and fair.
At first I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning your children into accepting, caring people, but I see now why you'd have a problem with that.
Just like you worried.
That's...
Well, at least you're admitting it.
I could go, yeah, at least it just flat out. No, I don't want to get any copyright strikes. But actually, I don't think there would be with something.
With me on, it's already... your channel is probably going to crash.
Okay. I just got to know. I was curious about this. I actually wrote it out on X earlier. Josh, I'm convinced that song was a declaration of war on American culture and American society.
Sure. Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Yeah. I was horrified by it. I want to point something out too. You don't, that, oh my God. I talk about cluster B personality disorders all the time, right?
Yes, sir.
Narcissism, borderline personality, histrionic personality, sociopathy. They're all very related to each other. They cross over with each other. You can see it on his face. You could mute that and you can see the danger. You can see what kind of personality he has. The facial arrangement of muscles, the mannerisms, I can't, I could probably quantify it if I sat down and went frame by frame, but could you not feel it just looking at him the way he was looking at you? Could you not feel it?
Bro, there's like a chill that goes up your spine.
Yes, because he's cold and reptilian. He is a predator.
Yeah, he's like, I will eat your children.
Yes.
It's pretty it is gross.
Kids.
And it was a declaration of war on America, on normal, on sane, on healthy, on childhood, on families. And they meant it to be that way. They knew exactly what they were doing. And then they all lied, because that's what they do. These people lie. And they did it on purpose so that they could say, basically, we're going to fuck your children. Because that is what they're saying. They weren't trying to convert your children to tolerant and fair. They very clearly meant, we are going to fuck your children.
Yeah.
And they knew what reaction they would get. And then they pretended. Oh my God, you're so homophobic. We were only saying that, we wanted them to be tolerant and fair. Oh my God, you guys are so horrible. This is classic narcissistic, psychopathic manipulation and reversal.
Yes, it is. And I've got and there's
first, wait a second. Who are these people anyway? So who are
this
those guys?
This is the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus, and you want to talk about hive of scum and villainy? Any Gay Men's Chorus. Do not go out there. Strap a cast iron skillet to your backside if you're going to go in.
Whoa! Did he? What did you say, Nino?
Mos Eisley. That's what Josh was referencing. Did you know that, Josh?
Wait, what is this?
Hive of scum and villainy.
Oh yeah. It's a line from Star Wars.
It's Star Wars. Hey, that's what Obi-Wan said about Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yes, correct.
So every gay men's choir is Mos Eisley.
No, I'm saying what Josh said is what Josh is referring to. Okay. And he's talking about that.
I did it for you, Nino. I did it for you.
I gotta stop nerding out, man. I gotta stop it. It's too much.
Oh my!
No, I mean, that's not a good look for them. I'm surprised they would do that. I thought it was I thought that was just like two random trolling gay kids. Like, let's put out a TikTok video. It's like they did that on behalf of the San Francisco.
What you didn't see, Nino. If anybody wants to watch the whole video,
that's kind of crazy.
They bring in the entire San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus in a great big 66 picture boxes, wild. And they all start singing the thing. This was a production of the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus. That's really ill-advised, man. You know, but it wasn't though. You see, because they correctly calculated that they could in fact get away with this, and they were right. They knew they had gone far enough. They knew that we had been softened up enough that they could
the woke
do
would
it,
love it,
and they were right.
The woke audience would love it. Yeah, the woke audience.
I can't remember the details, but I remember confirming this because I talked about it on the show and I showed my receipts. There were several of the men featured in that when they put all the pictures of them up, all singing it together. Several of them were registered sex offenders for diddling little boys, right on public record.
All right, well, they weren't lying then. That's I didn't hear about this. That probably won't make the news either.
Hey, listen, well, actually, I watch this video. This one's even so. Rain Rubio, but he says I got a better one. This I'm going to let play through. Let me just make sure I have this because honestly, this is the better one. This is the better one. This is like objectively the better one. Here we go.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened.
I can't stand looking at him.
You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked.
Like this motherfucker didn't even have the decency to wax his eyebrows. Like just go full villain when you talk like this. Fucking caterpillars on top of his head. What even is that?
Honey, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate. We're coming for them.
These are the rest of the freaks.
I mean, they look. They do like the thing. Like these guys, and I imagine most gay people aren't like this, but these guys are like, talking about people trying to take away their rights and people being discriminatory towards them or whatever, or hating them or some shit. And it's like, what do you think making that video does for your cause? You think that makes the things better? You think that you're just going to taunt people?
They're not thinking because they're a bunch of sex addicts. They're a bunch of disordered, pathological sex addicts. That is who is in gay men's choruses. The great majority of them are some of the worst and most mentally deranged among the gay community.
And here we go. Here we go.
For your children.
That's pay very close attention to this, folks.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Wallace, David Eugene Wallace. Guy on the board of directors of the choir itself, Keith Aaron Pepper.
Child under 14.
Yep, Luis Quadra. Ronnie Jean.
Atomic penetration, rapid fire through your skull. Started on, we're taking it back to the days of trying to lose control. Terminator blade.
All of them. That was just
So-
four. That was like 3-4 of them.
Yeah. So basically, if people were just listening, it was they're pointing out some of the guys in the choir, and they were convicted of lewd and
lascivious acts with someone under the age of 14.
14.
Yeah.
I mean,
That ain't a pedophilia, folks. That ain't a these guys were fucking children.
Look,
not great PR, man.
Look, this is not. I never, ever in my adult life did I ever predict that I would be sitting here at my age saying the things that I'm saying, because I was a stupid, brainwashed, Marxist, gay rights, male feminist, leftist. But I am not those things anymore, because I was extraordinarily misguided my entire life. And this is not, for those of you, this is so frustrating to me. It is hard to get normal people, straight people in our era to accept the reality of this, because you heterosexuals, you vast majority of the population, you 98%ers, because it was never 10%. 10% of people are not gay. It was never more than 2% around there. 1 in 10 was never true. It was always propaganda. The vast majority of you have been so conditioned. I've watched it happen because I was part of it. I did the conditioning. I regret what I did, but I was a participant. I didn't know what I was doing. I watched you get brainwashed over decades. And you got to the point where you straight people have exactly the same gay guilt complex as you have a white guilt complex. And you have been convinced that most gay men live completely normal lives that are just like yours. The only difference is that they're attracted to their own sex. It is not true, and it has never been true. I was 15 years old when older men started picking me up for sex, including a priest at 15, including when I was 17, a 60-year-old engineer who was married. I could tell you, when I was still living, actually I was 14 years old, 14 when it started. Back in the day, this was the late 80s. I lived in a home for juvenile delinquent boys. I was not a juvenile delinquent. I was being punished for my mother's abuse, which is what always happens to children. They go to jail for their parents' crimes. And I was 14 years old, and every male knows how much hormones you have at 14. I was horny as hell, and I wanted sex all the time. Very natural and normal for a 14-year-old boy. So I started. And I knew that I was pretty, and I knew that I had sexual market value. And in those days, there was no such thing as apps. There was no such thing as the internet. You had the personal ads in newspapers, actual printed material, folks. Yes. There was always a weekly piece of paper with actual ink on it that you could get on your fingers, right? Every city has a weekly rag. It's like a progressive weekly paper, right? And it's usually it's half of them are just fronts for they make their money running ads for prostitution in the back pages. It basically is how these things survive, or they did in those days. And so there'd be the personal section, or they'd call it something cute like After Dark, you know. Like any of us waited till after dark. We were sucking dick right out in the broad daylight. Come on. So I started answering personal ads from grown men. I had a guy, this is the first guy, and you know, I mean, I was participating in this, but I was a 14-year-old troubled kid, right? I was not the perpetrator here. And I had a guy who, when I told him that boys' home that I lived in and that I wanted to meet up with him, and he made all these plans to come meet me, and he would come by, and he would come by at night, and he'd leave a picture and a dirty note in like under the bushes outside this house I lived in and tell me where it was, and I'd go get it. And we were making plans to, you know, why I'm telling you these stories is my experience was not rare. This is a common experience of young gay men. Not 10% of the time. I hesitate to put a percentage on it, but it's a lot. We have a name for it. The gay world has a name for older men who troll for boys like me. We call the boys chicken. I don't know where it came from, but we call them chicken hawks. So you would hang around with your friends and you'd say, watch out for him. He's a chicken hawk. The same way you'd say, this one has yellow fever. He likes the Japanese boys. This one has jungle fever. He likes the black boys. This is a chicken hawk. And it wasn't hidden. Nobody whispered it. This was just openly known. Everyone knew it went on all the time. That's gay men, folks.
Yeah. Milo Yiannopoulos said something like that too on Rogan show. I don't know if I'm sure you've seen that, Josh.
Yeah, I have.
He basically said the same thing, as far as I remember, how he was like kind of, you know, he claimed that he was like, you know, he was the perpetrator he was like, I don't know, 14, 15, 16, something like that, 15 with
same
guys.
Experience.
But he said that he was, I think he said it was very common for that to happen for, like, you know, older men to go after younger guys. I mean, Kevin Spacey got in trouble for seemingly doing that.
For that very
so it does seem like, you know, based on what I'm hearing from you and other people, that is clearly a bit more common than people would like to admit. So take that for what you will.
Would you? I don't think.
I imagine, John. Other thing I'll say, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I imagine that you know, you were talking about all the hassle you had to do writing letters and putting your name in classified ads in newspaper. Imagine how much easier it is now in chat rooms.
So it's instant. It's literally instant. You go on Grindr. These men go on Grindr and they find
social media.
They find men who are a block away from them, you know, or 2 blocks away, or at the same club, or whatever it is, you know.
Social media, Discord chats, yeah.
Would you? I don't think I've ever asked you this, but what is your opinion about like the dynamics of like gay men in relations? Like, because I remember when same-sex marriage was like, they were beating down the door for same-sex marriage. They wanted to have that, and it made a lot. Like, it was one of the things that I supported early on.
Yeah, me too.
You know, as a, you know, even as a heterosexual, I have several gay male friends.
Yeah.
Right, people I work with, people I, you know, have had, you know, previous, like we grew up together in the same environment. The one thing I've always been confused about is I've never understood, like, everything that I've understood about homosexual relationships is that they are basically gratification centric.
Yes.
Like, the only thing y'all are really after is the nut, and that's it.
That's largely correct.
I mean, help me understand a little bit more about that, because I've always been like,
if you guys can chat for a second. I'm sorry to do this, but I do want to answer your question. But I have to call of nature. If you'll give me just 5 seconds, I'll
Go
tell you
ahead.
what. Okay, thank you for indulging me. I appreciate it.
You're fine. You're fine. Let me just there we go. Yeah. I'm just curious about that. Like I don't like, bro. It's been a heavy show so far.
Yeah,
it's been a heavy show so far. I mean, and I haven't even gotten into. Oh shit! Jess is going in on her.
What are the what's the chat saying here?
Oh man, yeah. You know what? Yeah, let me read the chat. Let me see. Autogynephilic sex fiends. Yeah. Religion and family values are considered evil, but promoting gay dads, polyamory, or trans kids are considered good values. Yeah, especially during woke Ramadan. Their incense. Take the see those pics. Yeah. Let me see. They all need to be introduced. Yeah, I agree with that. I was indifferent about wanting to have kids until my late 30s. Then it's become a last minute scramble to have kids, dude. I'll be 44 next Friday. Okay. Or wait a minute. When is my birthday's on the 12th? Yeah, it's next Friday. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, help me understand, Josh. Like, what is that like? Like, is it just, it's basically just getting like getting the nut and that's it. Like I don't understand like why, like how did that come about? Like was it just the insurance benefit?
It is.
Like yeah, help me understand this, man, because I'm lost.
Okay, this is the part that is going to be the most unpopular. And I will preface this as I usually do by saying this does not apply to all gay men, but it is the responsibility of any gay man listening to do his own, not all's. I'm not going to do it after this. I'm not going to keep apologizing. I'm not saying anything about anyone here personally, though gay men take this very personally, and I would not be surprised if some pop off and start squawking and screaming in the comments. I don't care. If this isn't you, then I'm not talking about you.
If it don't apply, I'm gonna say it just how we say it in the hood, Josh. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Thank you. But I'm going to say this too. I am talking about most gay men. I'm not talking about some. I'm not talking about, only a few. I think this is the large majority of gay men. That is my opinion, like it or not. I know gay men who do not fit this pattern. Some of them are my friends, but they are in a minority. I believe that homosexuality is usually a response to trauma. I think it is a disordered sexuality. Yes, I am saying I don't believe most people are, quote, born gay. I don't think it happens for only one reason, but there is a long history, and anyone who wishes to know this can confirm this. They can go behind me and read this literature. They won't, but they can. It is there. Because this is very confrontational to people. They do not like it one bit. And I understand that because 10 years ago, if I'd heard somebody saying this, I would have squawked off too. There is a huge correlation between when you look at the typical male homosexual and you look at his background, what you find in more cases than not is that he had no father in the home, or the father in the home was violent or completely weak and dominated by the mother. You find that the majority of gay men had enmeshed, emotionally controlling and unnaturally close relationships with their mothers. Most of these mothers are cluster B of some sort or another. They're histrionics, borderlines, narcissists. I think homosexuality in general is a massive father wound and mother wound. I think you are raised, and for some reason, and sometimes it happens in ways that don't even look like normal abuse in a house. It's not like the parents were particularly horrible, but there's some distortion that happens in the boy's perception of the different sexes and his relation to them, and he overly identifies with his mother, the maternal figure, and feels neglected or afraid of or can't live up to the image of his father. I'm speaking very, very generally, and I can only speak generally here. So what the implications of this are that I don't believe homosexuality is not merely it's not a sexuality the way being normal and heterosexual is. It's a distortion. It's a trauma response. It's not the fault of gay men. I'm not saying nobody's at fault. And I'm not saying that gay men, I am a homosexual. I am strongly sexually attracted to men. I am not at all sexually attracted to women. I don't believe that's ever going to change. But I have chosen for myself, boys out there, you choose for yourselves. I'm not lecturing you. I've chosen to be celibate myself. It's been 7 years now, and I will probably continue that. For me, I believe that my sexual orientation, if you will, is a trauma response, and that when I indulge it, it is not good for me. And I have a lifetime of experience to show me that it is not good for me. So I choose not to do it. Everybody has to make their own decisions about this. What does this have to do with gay marriage? We should have stopped at civil unions. I still believe that homosexuals should have the same legal right to form a legal domestic financial unit where they can designate each other as next of kin, where they can pass along property at death, where the partner can make medical decisions, etc. I believe all people should have that right. And in fact, in most states, they do when it comes to medical powers of attorney, for example. But the gay world has been lying to itself. Gay people lie constantly. They don't know they're doing it, a lot of them. I lied about a lot of things, but I was first lying to myself. And we lie to ourselves because we're usually traumatized people. And then we have the additional distress and confusion that comes from trying to understand who we are. Most of us already come from a trauma home. And then we have to try to fit into this world where we're this small minority and people are put off by us, and it deranges you mentally. And because I think that most homosexuality is a large father wound, I believe that when we have sex, we're doing it as addicts. We may as well be snorting cocaine or drinking. We cannot get enough of it. We are, and forgive me, I am not trying to be glib or gross. I don't know any other way to say this. We are trying to fill a man-shaped hole inside our souls. We are trying to fill a place that was not filled with proper fatherly attention. We were not taught how to be men. We were not accepted by the most important male figure in our lives, and that leaves a deep, gaping wound. And we try to fill it by fucking. There is a reason, I'm afraid, that the most common sexual fetish in the gay male world is daddy boy. There's a reason for that.
Really?
And it means what it sounds like. Yeah.
Like an incestual fantasy?
Yes.
With that father and child.
Yes. Yeah. Or it's often disguised a little bit. You can look at gay erotica of any sort. You'll see it all the way back in history. It's not specific to this era. This was going on when I was, when I was young, and it was going on generations before in America too. The porn, for example, dad and boy, and they'll spell it BOI because it's, at least to my knowledge, it's actually, thank God, rare to actually see depictions of actual homosexual incest. But I think it does exist. But they role play it. That is the sexual fantasy.
Jesus.
So that's what I think. Sorry, I've probably lost you some fans with that.
No. We don't know.
I think it's great that you shared your honest views and opinion and experience. I mean, that's should hear it.
Yeah, that's what this is about.
Gay men are going to be the most resistant to this. The gay male friends I have now are few, but they either agree with me and have come to this conclusion on their own, or if it doesn't apply to them exactly, they understand that it does apply to most other gay men, and they're not angry at me and for saying that, I'm not actually saying, well, just because you're gay, then I know that, your parents abused you, blah, 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 blah. And it is true. It's statistically true. It's always been true, and it's true today. that the majority of gay men had some sexual abuse in their childhood. But here's where the misunderstanding comes in. When people hear sexual abuse, they believe that only means direct genital fondling or penetration. I was not abused that way as a child. Neither my mother nor my father actually physically sexually molested me. But sexual abuse also comes from distorted gender roles in the home. It comes from over-sexualization of children, which did happen in my home with my mother, even though it didn't involve touching my penis. Okay? So it's not always the case, but it is statistically usually the case that gay men before the age of 14, before the age of 12, have been sexually mostly predated upon by somebody older, but there are liminal cases too. For example, when I was 12, the first night I was taken out of my home and placed in that juvenile delinquent, an emergency holding facility before family court decided where to place me permanently. The very first night that I was in this home for boys, a boy 2 years older than me, I was 12, I think he was 14, came into my bed and masturbated me. No words were exchanged. I was terrified. I was also titillated because I was a 12-year-old boy in puberty. It was a very confusing experience. This is common, very common.
Josh, would you say that were you gay when that happened, or were you felt like
I think I
gay afterwards?
No, I'm glad you asked that, because my homosexual feelings preceded that by many years. Okay. Looking back now, the die was already starting to be cast in me. That may have contributed to it, but it certainly wasn't the trigger. I remember having proto-romantic feelings. I didn't have words for sex at the age of 8 or 9, but I looking back now, I recognize what those feelings were. Just like you guys can look back and say, I had some tingles for girls when I was 8 or 9, maybe, but it wasn't directly sexual. But
I had him for since kindergarten for girls.
Sure, that's not uncommon.
It wasn't sexual. It was just like, I had a crush on this one girl in kindergarten, throughout school, the same girl, because I was a small school.
But certainly by the time I was
in my grade,
by the time I was 10, I had very explicit sexual fantasies about men. Yes.
This is heavy. I mean, I don't exactly see. I like having. I miss having conversations like this, because this is how we understand one another, right? What I despise the most, I kind of feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like Pride Month ruined this, where 2 straight guys and one gay guy can sit up and talk about your experiences, and as men,
yes,
without judgment, because this is a judgment-free zone. I wanted to understand where men like you were coming from in your experiences, because I know it, because I'd always felt like it was a trauma. It was some kind of trauma response.
It is.
I had always had that feeling like something's not right here. And then, the thing that bothers me the most is, again, you went from, and I'm not saying you, I'm talking about once Pride Night, once Pride Month, woke Ramadan became so corporatized.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost as if there was this socio-political pedestalization.
I say you're right about this, with the exception that it goes much farther back in history than you may yet understand. This did not happen in the past 15 years. This was always the case. Having homosexuality thrown out of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders in 1973 was a explicitly gay activist political project. It was ramrodded through over the protest of many others on that committee, professional psychiatrists. They were successful because they successfully painted anyone who wanted to keep it as a mental disorder. They painted them as bigots, dangerous to gay men, responsible. See if you hear echoes here. Responsible for the suicide of gay men, right? Okay. Trans did not come over. Trans did not come in and ruin gay. Gay and trans are part of the same spectrum. And the gays were working this angle all the way back to the 50s and 60s when they first formed their activist groups like the Mattachine Society in New York City, the North American Man-Boy Love Association,
the
Pedophile Information Exchange in the 1970s in the UK. This is not new. It didn't just get ruined by those trannies. This is a systemic derangement that has been there all along. I think there is nothing morally, psychologically salvageable about gay incorporated or seeing yourself as having I'm a gay man identity, I'm a lesbian identity. Obviously, this puts me at odds with almost all homosexuals. I am persona non grata with almost all gay people, and I understand that because I would have reacted that way myself. However, I believe that the psychiatrist that everybody wanted to accuse of conversion therapy and abusing the gay people, they were right. Sorry.
Wow. Well,
this is,
very interesting perspective, man.
This is, so we have convos like this. And then meanwhile, you have things like what I'm about to show you in Boston. Boston's, like, this is from the account End Wokeness. Boston City Hall raises an LGBTQ plus flag as a choir sings Pride Month carols.
I've never even heard of that.
I didn't either.
So religion, man. It's a straight up religion now.
It is a religion. And I want to hear this.
Said no one ever.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's a religion. Officially. I think that makes it official. We're singing carols.
You fucking kidding me?
It makes it official.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's funny. That's real funny. I'm sorry. That's hilarious.
Kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Do you see why I don't want anything to do with most other homosexuals?
Oh my god,
Josh, my dear friend, you know what? We're gonna find. I'm gonna find you a woman.
I wouldn't do that to a woman, Isaiah. I wouldn't inflict myself on her. I'm sorry.
Listen,
oh man.
Look, you know what? I'm gonna find you a woman. We I don't know wherever you need to.
Well, then you better bring me some Cialis too if you want that shit to work.
Oh man, that's true. It might work. Hey, maybe it would.
The fact that you're bringing up Cialis, it's like you're saying there's a chance.
Yes. We should make this a documentary. We should make this a documentary.
Yes.
No.
Turn
I'm not.
straight.
I'm not.
Find Josh a wife. Find Josh a wife.
I don't think. I know some men who say that they have been in certain kinds of therapy or have had a religious conversion experience and that their homosexual attractions have left them or diminished and that they have successfully lived a heterosexual life and gotten married. I know they're there and I'm not going to gainsay them. I don't know their experience, but I do know mine. And I mean it when I say I have zero sexual attraction to women, none whatsoever. And
even really hot ones, Josh? Like,
yeah, no, I appreciate female beauty. You see me talk about beautiful women all the time. I mean, I love looking at beautiful people. I like beautiful women. I like beautiful men. But it's only the men that are sexually attractive to me.
I got you.
This is not in the cards for me. You know, that ship has sailed. I'm not going to have a wife and kids. I do feel the lack. I do at this point in my life. I have some regrets. I won't have my own children. I won't have my own family that way. But I'm not the only person in history, and I'm not the only person now.
No, of course not.
True.
Of course not.
And it's more common.
That's just more common
for men. Josh, and honestly, it's more common for men as well, like historically. Like I think like 30% of men or 40% of men never reproduce anyway, some shit like that. Like throughout history, it's not.
Oh yeah, I don't know the statistics on it. So
hold on,
something like that.
David,
because men, it was like a certain amount of men would have multiple wives or multiple.
Yeah. Some men were. You might call them super spreaders. Right?
Yes. I mean, think about all the guys that have multiple.
They spread their seed everywhere, honey.
Yeah. Whether it's like Genghis Khans of the world or even
exactly. I think aren't we all descended from Genghis Khan, basically?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
David,
except for James Tallarico, he's not.
No, the James Tallarico.
I swear to God, just the mention of his name. Going to be a little bit vulgar here for a second. The mention of his name is like
makes you turtle.
Turtle head. Turtle head.
Oh, shit.
He's disgusting. He is so disgusting.
He's one of the creepiest fucking people. I have honestly.
He looks like a cartoon.
Jones. I get Jim Jones, and I get Kenneth Copeland.
He's a psychopath. That's my opinion. He's a clinically diagnosable psychopath. He's dangerous.
Yeah. David the Skeptic asks, "What about Madonna, Josh?"
You think I'd get into that stink hole? All right,
she used to be cute back in the day.
Madonna is I've written on this so many times. I was a huge Madonna fan, as most gay men of my generation were, and frankly, most girls too.
Oh yeah.
But you know, and I've had the woman stands for everything that I think is unhealthful, and I can't. It was very hard to let go of an idol, but I have, you know, and she disgusts me. I'm still a fan of a lot of her early work. I mean, I have mixed feelings, very conflicted feelings about this. But what I describe her, and she's just one of, if you look at the pantheon, gay men have a pantheon of goddesses. They always have. In every generation, they always have celebrity women that they
Cher's got to be in there.
Cher is in there. Judy Garland, Tallulah Bankhead, Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, then Liza Minnelli, Cher, Barbara Streisand, Madonna. The commonality among the women, the famous women that gay men worship, is that they're all cluster B. They're all narcissistic, ball-busting women. And my hypothesis about this is that we are subconsciously attracted to the energy of these women because they are a fragment or a shade of our relationship with our dysfunctional mothers. So, you know, but she's one, you know, Madonna is one who is so destructive. And anyway, let me not go on about that.
The funny thing is, Josh, I think you would do well with women too, because especially because as in a relationship, because some men suffer in relationships because they are not they don't know how to advocate for themselves, and you do. I think you'd be able to, like, you know, you would set boundaries, you would tell them when they're wrong, you'd be able to verbally
but
with any woman.
I appear that way.
A lot of men just can't do it. They just can't.
In reality, I'm hard work. I'm hard work. Yeah. I'm not easy. And that's my fault. But, you know, I'm damaged.
Girls like that, though.
There's a reason I'm single.
Girls like that, though. Girls like when they have to work for you a little bit. They do.
Yeah, but
Josh.
I got way too many mommy issues to do it, buddy. Sorry.
I hear you. All right. Just making a point.
It wouldn't be fair to a woman, but thanks for your vote of confidence.
Well, Josh. Well, listen. Either way, you are a very, very special a person to us in our lives, man. Like I said to you, I've said this many times. I tease you all the time about being Jason Stanley's doppelganger. I think it's the most hilarious fucking thing.
Nobody knows who Jason Stanley.
Do you know what pisses me off? Do you know what pisses me off about that? I'm going to admit this. It's because you're right. It's hysterically funny. It's super funny. But what pisses me off about it comes from my own vanity, because while I can see it, I'm actually better looking than that motherfucker.
Without question.
You are.
Without question.
You are. I'll just go ahead and
There's
say
just a slight resemblance. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's the first time you did, if you guys don't know what he's talking about, so fucking funny. There's this dude named Jason Stanley, and I think he's left the U.S., but he was a professor. He was the Jacob Urovsky professor of some kind of philosophical bullshit.
Why would you always have to say that, man? That's so dumb to say that.
What's dumb?
To say that you're the Jacob. I know he did that all the time
because it's funny.
Like, No. But I'm saying, why would he do that? Was he trying to be funny?
He's weird. He's weird. You guys,
it's such a mouthful. It's like
there's all sorts of
philosophy professor of whatever university. Shut up.
Because it's narcissism. It's insecurity. Narcissism.
Who the fuck is Jacob Urovsky?
Yeah, nobody knows that. But this guy is a typical academic liberal who lives in a bubble where you get your self-esteem and your feeling of importance by being seen as some exalted academic. Well, I am the professor of an obscure philosopher's endowed chair, and therefore you can see it in his presentation. I mean, the bitch sits down in front of the camera and does this.
Yeah. Very self-satisfied.
Hi, I'm Jason Stanley, Jacob Urovsky professor. Mm-hmm. He does, right? I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but he's like a little gay muppet. Hi, I'm Jason Stanley.
I mean, when your titles are your identity.
Yeah.
When the only thing that you've ever really been successful at is counting blades of grass.
That's right. He has a thing about counting blades of grass, doesn't he?
Are you kidding me?
No. You don't remember? Come on, bro. You don't remember. You don't remember this. This was the very
let's not do it.
Come on.
My name is Jason Stanley. I'm the Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University.
You don't remember this?
My name's
Dude, what's the blade of grass thing? You don't have to play this.
Professor of Philosophy at Yale University. Hi, my name is Jason Stanley. I'm the Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy.
You get it. What's the blade of grass
thing? My name is Jason Stanley. I'm a teacher in the philosophy department here at Yale University.
That's how you should be. That's what you should say. Oh, he had to say it. He had to say it.
Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University, and the author of 5 books, most recently, How Fascism Works, The Politics of Us and Them. What is success? You can be successful at many things. You can be successful at counting blades of grass. Is that success? It isn't success. I'm the Jacob Urovsky Professor of Philosophy at Yale University and the author of...
What an idiot.
Grass.
Like I would ever let my eyebrows look like that. Come on.
The politics of us and them, like communists don't also do that politics, and
that's
really.
The thing with them is it's fucking Darvo, bro. Yeah. Everything with the communists, listen, the second you open,
what a clown.
The second you start to believe, if you don't look at it, put it this way, if you've ever read the Communist Revolution, the Communist Manifesto, and you see it as an instruction manual rather than you know, like what to inoculate your kids and your entire civilization against, you end up like Jason Stanley. I mean, you know who else? You know who else sounds like Jason Stanley? Paul Krugman, not my mom.
Oh, Krugman. Yes, he's that same type. Yeah, let me do the Jason Stanley.
Like him.
You can be successful at counting blades of grass. Is that success?
Ooh.
That's not success.
I mean, it's that unctuous, irritating. It's not even. It's effeminate. It's not feminine. It's that fucking gay thing. You know.
That's fucking mindless too.
It's like, just so gross.
Are you talking to children? Shut the fuck up, man. You sound like a kindergarten teacher talking to kids or something.
I'd be like,
that's like fast cat.
Yeah,
like, dude, you're supposed to be talking to adults. Shut the fuck up.
It's like a milder version of what is his name? That the gay guy who's always in the cutaways in Family Guy. What is his name? Bruce or something? He's like, oh, you're gonna want to get some throw pillows for that couch.
Oh, wait a minute, no.
Oh no!
No, he sounds like this. He goes, oh, hey, Nino, how you doing? You got that nice little microphone over there.
I know, and I was thinking about it when I was down to the Piggly Wiggly.
The Piggly Wiggly.
I just got this bed, and I got my little ring, and it's just like we just gonna have this little thing going on here too.
You are so good at this.
You guys do not need to be objectifying me with gay voices right now. This is not. I don't know if this is the way we want to end the show. I don't know if this is the way. I don't know if this is the way we want to put a cherry on this show.
Oh no! I know.
Oh no!
What are you working on anything, pal?
I'm gonna get you with my little stinger.
Oh God!
Oh man!
No, by world.
What are you?
That's gay.
Yeah, what are you working on? You gotta promote.
I'm working on the same shit as usual. My show Disaffected is always on. It's Sunday nights at 9. And we do a live stream. I'm moving it tomorrow. It starts on Wednesdays, so I do a live stream on Wednesdays. It's going to be at 3:00 tomorrow. People who are interested can check out our Substack for the links. I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything. So if you want my opinion on cluster B or gay things or politics, people are going to pick the show tomorrow because I haven't been able to put anything better together, and people seem to like that. So, that's
cool.
That's what we're doing.
Are you still going to be doing your Sunday show, Josh?
Oh yeah.
So you're going to be doing Wednesday shows now too?
Yep.
Cool. All right, cool. So you get double doses.
And my sister is often, not always, but often on the live stream. And she's good conversation too. So she's here tonight. So
yeah, and Jess, you know what? The next time you come on with us, Josh. Jess, if you're still in the chat, my dear, you are absolutely welcome to join us. We would love to have you come and see us on the show as well, because you're incredible on your own. Right. So
she is
great.
Josh,
that'd be cool.
Josh, we absolutely love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I love talking to you guys.
That was a lot of fun.
I do hope you're feeling better. Again, my condolences about Shredder.
Thanks.
I'll pour out a little bit of catnip for him, a little bit of milk.
R.I.P. Shredder.
Yes, rest in peace to Shredder.
That's a pretty name, by the way.
You were as super as they come. We love you, Shredder, and we will miss you. That's
Thanks,
our
guys.
show tonight, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Josh, I have to show you this just real quick. And Nino, I want you to. I don't know if y'all know this, but like a couple of weeks ago, I got into it. I got into a little bit of a dust up with Tim Pool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, did he ever say? Was he saying shit about you or not?
He actually was. He actually was. So, but I want to show this to you because I don't know if you can. Oh shit! I don't know if you can see it, but hold on. Let me try to pull this up, because if you look at the live thread right now, like in X, we are beating Tim Pool's show. We are beating Tim Pool's a show.
Congratulations!
Yes, thank you. And I've got the screen grabs to prove it. So Tim Pool, eat shit, okay? And that's what you get for coming after me when you don't know me. As many times as I've defended you over the years, and your fucking ass comes for me, that's what you get, pal. That's our show. Everybody, have a great night. We will see you next week again. I'm looking forward to this. Has actually turned out to be a great format. I love being here on a Tuesday night. We'll work out more of the finer details, but thanks again for joining us tonight, y'all. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.